Hey everybody!
What's up?
Oh my goodness! How is everyone doing? Oh my goodness, so good to see everybody. Oh my gosh, look at the chat. Amanda, hey girl, hey!
Oh, Monique's up here, okay.
Laura, hey girl, what's up?
Lindsay's up here, okay.
Okay.
I recognize that person.
Yeah. Bestie in the chat. Got me all excited. Had my glasses falling off, y'all. Oh my goodness. Squads in the chat. Love it, love it, love it. Hey Jamie. Oh my God, so many comments coming in, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. So good. Hey Steph. Oh, Tammy. Hey, girl. Hey. Oh, my goodness. You guys are support. Everyone's excited.
I was like, T's up here too. Okay.
Hey.
All right.
Hello. About to try my hand at pie making. Oh, we got a baker on our hands. Let me turn this music down a little bit. Oh, my goodness. This is amazing. Hey, Carly. Girl, get your glasses together.
She up here busting your chops. She ain't playing with you.
Oh, so good to see everybody in the chat. Wow, 14 people here is wild. Oh, my goodness. Brother Blake in the chat. Yeah, so good to see everybody. Yeah, so here, none other than my amazing husband and best friend, Mr. Librarian, Erick.
Yeah, I do over here. I'm like,
yeah, so you want to, there's a camera, right? So you can look up there or here. Yeah. It throws me too when I look at it because I be like, what? You know?
Yeah, well, I'm focusing on like where my head's at, and I'm like, oh, where my hands are.
Yeah, it's a mirrored thing. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's you know, you get used to it. So I thank y'all for being here tonight. It's just going to be a wonderful time. We appreciate you guys just hanging out with us. I wanted Mr. Librarian, my husband, to kind of be here. He actually suggested he wanted to come on and, you know, give us some behind the scenes about what it is that we're going to be doing and all the things
I got my was it
Kornheiser?
Yeah, Kornheiser tablet of notes up here.
Yeah.
I'm showing my age, you know, because I like pen and paper versus all this digital stuff that I don't understand.
Listen, he got notes. You're prepared.
One,
How
two,
many pages you got, D? Show the
3.
people, they can't see. You gotta show them the pages. Show them the pages. Right here, yeah.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 1, 2.
My God.
3.
We got an extensive
4.
We got an extensive discussion tonight.
Well, 3.5, but yeah.
We got an extensive discussion. Oh my goodness. So first off, one thing that I want to announce before we get started, we're going to be doing a giveaway, okay? But not just one giveaway, not just 2. There you go. 3 giveaways tonight, okay? So they're going to be throughout the chat. So I'm going to put the link in the chat for the first spin of the giveaway.
So you want to show them what the 3 giveaways are?
Yeah. Let's show them.
I'm going to have you put them up here in front of the camera because I will be off in Neverland and they're going to be like...
Well, look, it's struggle for me. So this is the first giveaway, okay? The first 2 giveaways, a beautiful notebook and a pencil case. Mr. Librarian, you picked that out, didn't you?
I picked all 3, yep.
Yeah, and look at this. This is like a journal.
A little small journal.
As well.
All 3 of them I picked up at our local bookstore because I don't read. So when I was at the bookstore, wandering, our local bookstore, Paperback Ink, I like it because they've actually got stuff for the non-readers. So I'm just like, all right, babe, is it anyone's birthday? You know, your mother's birthday? You know, anybody?
All right, so I'm going to copy this link here and I'm going to put it in the chat for everybody. Y'all bear with us. You know, your girl is just learning and growing as we go. Okay. So I'm going to put that link in the chat. Okay. Here we go. Hold on. Let me make sure I can. Girl, get your stuff straight.
As you can tell, you know, it's a learning curve.
Okay. Get your stuff straight. So let me know if that link works, everybody in the chat as well. Yeah. So we have 2 of those. And then you want to show them the third one?
So the third one, because I'm a huge Lego fanatic, of course, there has to be a Lego one up here.
Come on.
The first one was actually for a birthday party that we never went to, a children's birthday party. So it's actually, there you go. I'm trying not to get it block your head. And it's actually 2 Lego sets because I was afraid of the first person, the person winning it will be like, well, I have a girl.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're gonna do a boy and girl. So you're getting 2 Lego sets. That'll be the third final giveaway. I know it's not really a book channel thing, but it's a Lego thing. And I'm about the Legos.
Yeah. Hey, Blake, how's it going? Hey, love you guys. All the love for Erick D. Yeah,
I'm just trying to stay in the camera. I'm just struggling because I feel like...
Yeah, lean towards me. There you go. Lean towards me. Look at that. We figuring out. We're professionals. We know what we're doing out here. We know what we're doing.
Somebody does. I'm looking lost as ever.
BTS. Laura, I'm not sure. I'm lost on that one. Pen and paper rule. You better say it, Tammy. Yeah, pen and paper's away.
I've had too many documents get lost on the computer. I'm like, nope. I don't. That's why I got tech support.
Hey, listen. You everybody needs a resident nerd to help them out, huh? That's right. Listen, that's okay. You'll never lose them. Exactly, right? Talking about your notes. Yeah. Pen and paper. Look at that. Love for the pen and paper in the chat.
And it's such an old school. The way technology is, it's like either you're with technology or you don't. And I know, like, even me in the trades, technology's taking over and I'm having a hard time adapting to it. So yeah, I like the old stuff. I'm very old school with it.
Yeah, we old mom and dad old. I just don't know.
I mean, the fact that we're up and it's past 7 o'clock.
Woo, we're gonna be struggling.
We do anything tomorrow.
We're gonna be struggling. Yes, we just wanted. I think it would be good. This is the first time I've actually done a giveaway on the channel, and so when Erick suggested it and he picked everything out, I felt like this was the time, and why not celebrate it and make it random for everyone? So yeah, make sure the giveaway be coming up soon. So make sure you enter it, and you can enter all 3 times, honey. It don't even matter. It's gonna be 3 winners, okay? It ain't gonna be that complicated, you know.
Well, no, this is a good time.
Bailey, welcome in. Bailey, boo, we love Bailey. Love for Bailey and Carly in the chat. Yeah, another husband that doesn't read. We'll see.
Nope.
We'll see.
Nope.
Deke bringing in the Legos. Say it.
I got to. I got to be who I am.
BTS. See, this is why we need the young people. BTS behind the scenes. Did you know that? I didn't. I appreciate you.
I barely know what LOL means.
Okay. Well, you know.
What is it? An LOL?
No. LOL. That's what it means.
And then.
No, I'm just kidding, honey. It means laugh out loud.
Yeah, I know. And then there's was it LMAO, laughing my tail off. That's not all. I don't know. I get text messages all the time with them, and I'm going, I have to Google it before I respond to a text message because my coworkers text me. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I guess there's like NVM. No, NVM. Never mind. I didn't even know that one. I had to Google that one. I had Urban Dictionary that one because I didn't know.
These little children's out here with all the acronyms, and we just struggling.
I'm struggling. I'm like, Google help.
Right. Okay, watching the hogs. Okay, we talking meat. Okay. Gen X here. Tech. Yeah, tech. I'd always. You better say it. I love a Deke. Yeah, Master Lego Man. And one of his nicknames is Deke. We call him the Deacon. So you'll hear Deke is a shortened version of that. So you might hear me say that too. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing, your top 10 books of all time. I know y'all shocked and surprised, right? How does Deke have top 10 favorite books? We got a whole
now. The thing is, I had to dig back into my arsenal for him. I had to dig back because it's been 12 years since I read my last book.
Wow.
And that book ends up at number 5. So that tells you I had to dig for my top 10 and my least favorite of all time. I had to dig for those books.
So we're going to have him go through those a little bit, and then we'll touch in the chat as we go along. So your top 10 favorite books. Like, I was super shocked when I was looking at your notes and everything. And I realized like there are a couple of books that you suggested to me to read over the years, and I've really, really enjoyed them. And I think you have such a unique taste in books and like a very specific genre. And I just love that. So thank you for sharing that with me.
You're welcome, because you've actually read what, 1, 2, you read at least 3 of them.
3. Yeah, I've read at least 3.
4, maybe.
Yeah, I've read at least 3 or 4.
Because I think you read number 6 as well on my list.
Okay.
I think you read
that's a classic. That's a classic. Okay, so we're going to head and get started. So your top number 10.
All Fishermen Are Liars.
Yeah.
All right. So this is part of the Linda Greenlaw series. She was the sister captain to the Perfect Storm. Billy Tyne, the Perfect Storm. The crew was lost during a hurricane off New England. She was actually on the sister boat, the sister captain. She's regarded as, at the time, one of the top female captains on the East Coast. So actually, 10, 9, and 8 all belong to her, because after giving up being a captain, she became quite the author and a little bit of a food critic. I know Anthony Bourdain, I think, did something. I know Andrew Zimmern did several shows with her.
Oh yeah, Anthony Bourdain's our guy. We've gone to see him speak. Well, when he was living, we went to see him speak quite a bit. And so yeah, I really liked Anthony Bourdain. I didn't know he went to talk to her. I hadn't seen the episode.
I'm pretty sure he did. I know. Okay. I know. The other guy, the one I just mentioned,
Zimmerman.
Mm-hmm. I know he's done it. But the thing I like about her is they're fast, they're quick, they're funny, they're entertaining, and they're just a fun, fast, real life. She doesn't quite write the way she would talk, but it's very close. So for me, it's a very easy, fun read. So number 10 was All Fishermen Are Liars.
Number 9,
the Lobster Chronicles, same thing.
And I've had a shellfish allergy. Is that kind of like a recipe book? Like,
no, that's her antics on her boats and stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know, because she would do lobster sword fishing. So that's just kind of her different fisheries that she's done. You know, All Fishermen Are Liars, some of her antics and some of her wild stories, and you know, kind of the gamesmanship that fishermen have. So they're just really fun, enjoyable. Not a lot of characters told from her point of view. Because I don't know how y'all read some of y'all's books with like 50 characters from all sorts of different points of view. God bless y'all. I don't know how y'all do it. I can't do it.
Listen, I'm in my bag. Y'all know I love, fantasy readers. We got to have our multiple points of view. That's what we do.
No, I cannot.
Number 8.
So that actually was the sister book, I guess you would say. That was her version of The Perfect Storm. That was where she kind of touched in and gave a reference of, hey, this is kind of my point of view, you know.
So of the ones that you just talked about, which one is your favorite right now, or that you have read that you still think about?
I mean, What, of her books?
Yes, of her books.
Probably that one.
Yeah.
Because that one actually does reference a perfect storm. It kind of says, hey, this is what I did, this is what I didn't do, during it. So
yeah.
Number 7. That's a classic.
Hatchet.
Gary Paulson.
Ooh.
Where basically a boy grows up to be a man. Basically, I think it's like his grandfather's plane or something crashes in the woods or something. I just remember, obviously it's got a major award, the Newbery Honor.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Hatchet. I know a lot of people in the community have read Hatchet. I haven't read it, but I know it's a favorite for a lot of, like, when we do middle grade March, it's a favorite for us. Let's see what the chat is saying.
Yeah.
Oh, PowerPoint. Yeah, we had to get it organized. Listen, because you want the flow. I want to give him room to talk about the book set and the things that he enjoyed. Okay, Essie says, hi, I'm looking through my Christmas theme books to plan some reading. Nice. Well, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here. 12 years, girl. Listen, that's a long time, dig. But hey, you got it. You pulled it back. Had to dig.
Yeah, well, I wish I had a backhoe, because I
Not a backhoe, bro.
Listen, I wore that shovel out digging, okay?
Bruh.
I wore that shovel out.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Bria. Thank you for joining.
Oh, okay. Amanda's read Hatchet. Okay.
Yes, that's right. Amanda really enjoyed Hatchet. I think because we do middle grade March.
Okay, yeah.
And so Hatchet, that's kind of one of the books that everyone really enjoys as well. Yeah.
Spit out. It looks like Jamie up here. Also.
Oh yeah, Jamie has read Hatchet. Yeah, Laura too. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh goodness,
Auntie. Auntie's up here.
Hey!
How's my favorite auntie doing?
Lindsay said, I still need to read it. I own it.
What?
Yeah, I need to read it too, though.
It's a fast read. Again, if I don't read, the few books I do read, they gotta be fast. Otherwise, my ADHD loses me.
Amanda says she read it when I was in school. Yeah.
I think it was middle school, so it might be elementary by now.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamie's up there. I used to be a junior high librarian. Okay.
Oh, wow, that's so great. I love that. That would have been really cool for me to do. I don't think that was something that my school did. Maybe they didn't. I didn't know, but that's so cool.
That would have been about the time. I think I read it 5th, 6th grade, maybe. So that'd be about the time.
Oh, wow.
So as you can see, I dug for that one.
Yeah. Lol, auntie, lol. Okay, my husband wants to read all these books. He's written them all down. Look at that. The husband's coming in the chat. Look at you. I actually read it last year.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You said you read it with Wyatt, so that would make sense. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They said David wants to read them all. Yeah. Love it. Okay. So the next one.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Come on now.
That one I know is now a banned book by Barnes and Noble.
Mm-hmm.
But it actually, the reason why this book made the list is it's not only it's a classic, but it shows that no matter what's going on in society, there are good people. And it makes you actually believe in society. That people can put down their differences and actually do the right thing. So this was more of a believe in society. That's why I have it in my top 10, because it's a banned book. It covered it. There's some racial stuff in there, but it shows that people will do the right thing. And that Lady Liberty is indeed blind. She's got the little thing. So for me, this is the good in society.
Yeah, I agree. It's a classic. It's one of my favorites as well. I definitely want to reread it too. And I think there's some books that are, like you were saying, honey, they're just so important for people to read, to have that empathy for situations that come up, in people's lives and things like
look
that.
And I know I'm over here pointing at the screen, so I'm not pointing at the comments. You can see
which comment, babe? Which comment you want me? Which comment? I'm gonna get to all of them. Which
Bailey's bookshelf.
Bailey's bookshelf says, oh my goodness. Now I'm okay. See, Bailey. Now you didn't trigger. Our old people, boomer. Now we said TK.
Well,
To Kill a Mockingbird. You got that one.
Well, that one was kind of like, oh, that's a long one. I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Man, yeah, that's a good. Yeah, but yeah, so good. It's so good. It's so good.
And even Jamie's commenting that she can't believe that it was actually banned by Barnes and Noble. Yeah, they banned it for racist reasons.
Yeah.
Because I mean there is a race element, but I think that's the race element shows that there's good in society. Because I mean, when we look at the news, all we hear are the bad, negative stories. Very rarely do we actually hear the good things. We only hear the bad things cops do. We don't hear the good stuff. So it's like this one for me is the ultimate feel good about society, and I think we need more of it in society.
Hey man, come on.
So brother. That's why that one's at number 6.
Come on, brother. Yeah, Jamie also says, "Love to Kill a Mockingbird." It was for a high school English class.
That's why. I think it was maybe middle school or high school. Yep.
Yeah. Lindsay says, yeah, I can't believe it's banned compared to other books that should be. Girl, say it. Fourth Wing.
Say it, because I'm sure that I've heard the chatter when she's talking to y'all and leaving messages about some of the books that aren't banned. And I'm going, as you can see, I'm still struggling to stay in the center.
It's okay. That's what I had. I don't want you, I'm snuggling with you, but I kind of hold you,
But I was like, this is a PG. No.
Yeah.
That's what
we got children. Listen,
right,
we got children and folks in the chat. Yes, we got to keep it. It's what adults do. Okay, I've never read it, but need to. Yeah, it's a good one, Amanda. It's a good one.
It's a fast read, and again, it's a very fast read.
Yeah.
I mean, all my books up here are very fast reads. Most of y'all probably read it in a day, a weekend. These are not. I don't know how y'all read some of these like books like Dune and some of those stuff.
Hey, come on now, say it one more time. You said what?
Dune?
You said Dune?
Which was a book you had to turn upside down and you had to do a whole bunch of things.
That was House of Leaves, bro. That was House of Leaves.
The one that basically. Okay, that was the book. Sorry, Dune fans. You
mean me? I'm not offended.
Okay, well, I was saying it for everyone to check because I was like, you can see I don't know my books very well because I was like, I just heard the word Dune thrown around many times.
Yeah, okay. So we seen that one. I'm testing y'all. See, Bailey, you did, girl. You did. I think I failed that one. I think Geek passed with flying colors. Yeah, Barnes should be the ones banning books. I agree.
We used to teach it in 9th grade. Okay.
Yeah, Geek, you all done. Okay, well, so Jamie says, we used to teach it in 9th grade. Now we teach a book called A Lesson Before Dying with a similar. Yes, I feel like I read that one too.
I never read that one.
Yeah, I think I read that one too. Fourth Wing. Listen, let me move. Y'all already know how I feel about that Fourth Wing. But if you've read Fourth Wing, I love that for you. But man, let me move. Yeah. Yeah, Liz says, right, Jamie, why their opinion of what needs to be banned is ridiculous. Yeah. Chrissy Stan. Aw, amen. Yeah, or require age limits. All these middle school age girls reading. Listen, Colleen Hoover is, I think I've talked about Colleen Hoover. I do have one book on my shelf by Colleen Hoover. She writes romantic books that kind of glorify toxic relationships.
Oh, that's real good.
Yeah, so it's, for those who read romance, that's, some people really enjoy those kinds of books, but I have not read Colleen Hoover. I do have to read. I plan on reading Verity for a literary experiment between me and Julie. But yeah, that one. House of Leaves. If I believed in burning a book. That book was wild. I should have kept my copy, but it creeped me out. I just unhauled it because I was like, but I should have kept it now that I think about it. Hello, D Loves Books. Welcome in. Hey, new here, love the channel. And to finally meet Mr. Librarian. Hey. Come on now. Y'all preaching in the chat. I read the Horn Dragon book. Writing and story is excellent and the spice is skippable. Okay, Horn Dragon. I'm not familiar with that one. You had to put that book in the chat. Is that a Colleen Hoover book, Tammy? Vanessa says, I homeschool and have my kiddos read the books we read. Absolutely. Because it's really good to have empathy for other people. Maybe, those experiences, you may not have, but to have understanding and empathy. It's just to like you were saying, it's just good to be aware of those things. I don't even like seeing my high schools listen. It's tough. I threw November 9, but oh, come on now, in the trash, girl. You didn't get your money back. You know me, I always got a gamut going. Deke said that's real good, sarcastically.
I definitely wear my emotion on my face. That's why I weld. I can cover this mug. I need to cover this mug sometimes.
The House of Leaves trauma. Oh, okay. So we're gonna get back. So what's the next one?
Number 5. The 5 love languages.
Come on
now. The reason why I picked this book, this is a bit of a self-help book, which I'm like, how many people put self-help books on their top 10? This one, the premarital counselor actually had us read. So this is the only book. This is the last book I've read. And this actually helped set the foundation for the marriage. Finding out. So for me, this was a monumental book. Again, it's a fast read. And now the author that actually wrote this now actually has a whole series of books for teenagers. But this was the original book, I believe, that he or she wrote. And it was actually the basis for our premarital counseling. And so we actually had to read a chapter per session. So it was like 5 or 6 chapters. So it took us a while to get through it, but it actually set the foundation. So that's just a really good book. I would encourage every couple to read it. And again, it's a very fast read. It's like a 1/4 inch thick. So guys, read it. Because we still apply lessons from this book to this day. And we still have a copy of the book. I probably need to look at it, but again, it's a very fast read. So that's why it's up here on my top 10.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I think what's very interesting too about this one is that when we first got married, my love language was different. But now that we're here, we've been married for 10 years, together for 12, if you guys didn't know. Yep. And it has changed. And so even revisiting it now, again, it's really good. It's really, really good. We catch up in the chat.
I see Laura. Yes. The 5 love languages. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because I'm just interested to see people's reaction, because as a non-reader, it's very interesting to see kind of what y'all's reactions are. Because I would consider y'all like industry experts at reading. And so for me, sharing my top 10, I was just really curious about the feedback, good, bad, and indifferent, because I was like, this is probably not your typical ordinary list that that most of y'all would come up with.
Yeah, we got that from premarital counseling. Yeah, and it follows us into counseling as we continue.
Okay. Oh, Amanda, that's cool. Yeah, we got that from premarital counseling too.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's a popular book then. I didn't know if that was just kind of a one-off that our counselor did or not, but that's cool.
I love the 5 love languages. It's been so helpful in all my relationships with family, friends, and my marriage with Eli. Hello, brother.
Yes.
Hey. Yeah, we've read. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. I guess y'all talking about Colleen. Don't do it. David and I have opposite love language. This book was so helpful for us. Yeah, we do too.
Yeah. But again, that's what made the book so good, because it actually explained her love language. And then it actually kind of broke down, because with my ADHD, I couldn't explain what my love language was, but the book did. So it was actually able for her to actually be able to figure out what I couldn't really express. So that's why, it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
So I encourage every couple to read that book. So that's why that book is so high up there.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to catch up. Thank you guys for being here. It's 20 people here. We've been going for about 30 minutes. If you didn't know, we are doing a giveaway. If you came in right now, we're actually going to be doing 3 giveaways in a little bit. We're going to do the first giveaway, and so they're going to be, submitted in there. So if you want to do a giveaway, hopefully, did I copy the link, y'all? Let me know if anyone has done the link. As well. So I'm gonna put the link again in the chat. And let me know if that link actually works. You guys want to do the giveaway?
I see Jamie just posted, I need to reread the 5 languages book. I forgot most of it.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Eli. Okay, Eli and I are opposite too. Yeah, we found that being opposite is very complimentary, because I think initially you think you got to have everything in common with your spouse. but actually, you know, complimentary is always good.
And it's just like, I actually find that, hey, Eli, I like the fact that we're different because everything doesn't become a competition.
Yeah. Yeah.
She has her reading, I have my Legos, and there's times where I'm building a huge Lego Technic set, and I'll be in a room, building it, and she'll be reading a book. And so we're both doing our hobbies in the same room, you know, with ambient noise, and it's great. And you know, the fact that it's not competitive, because if we were both readers, there would be a level of competition. And so it's just, honestly, it's easier that we have our own separate hobbies.
Yeah, yeah. All of us couples are opposite love language, and this book out here helping. Listen, we thank the Lord, huh? He out here saving my life because I got myself in pickles. Okay. Laura says it's such a good book to reread. My counselor says your love language can change over time. This is true. Mine has definitely changed for sure.
I'm just surprised that so many of y'all have heard of that book.
Yeah.
You know, I was really surprised. I'm really surprised.
Look at that. God's brown-eyed girl. Hello and welcome in. Yeah, the 5. I think, like you were saying, they have different ones now.
Yeah,
for different.
They've got one for teenagers, adolescents. They've got them now for.
Yeah.
There's a whole like mini section now of them. Yeah. But it is, and again, it's like a 1/4 inch thick, so most of y'all can just breeze right through it.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised at how many of y'all competition is the norm around here.
For Tammy.
Yeah, that's why we like our separate hobbies.
Yeah. Okay, so we're getting close to the top now. So number 4.
17 Against the Dealer. This one has some family drama. This one being, you know, having spent a lot of my childhood in coastal Virginia, the Outer Banks, a young woman wanting to build a boat. Cynthia Voigt actually was one of the few authors I really liked in high school. I know she's got a bunch of books out. 17 Against a Dealer, though. I mean, anytime you get somebody maritime, anyone that wants to build something with their hands, I'm all for the trades. I fully support the trades. I'm actually a journeyman's licensed mechanic. And what y'all don't know,
go ahead, honey.
Is that she actually has her journeyman's licensed mechanic as well. She actually has her license as well. So So she actually has her master journeyman's license. So again, this is about a young woman wanting to, you know, work with her hands to build something great. And again, it's just a really good uplifting story. You know, got some family drama that I'm sure we all can relate to, good, bad, and different. So that's why this is. But again, this is a cool book. I know Cynthia Voigt's got a ton of books out. I think I read this one. I would have read it in a 10th grade.
Wow.
Because I just had changed schools. So that's one reason why I remember that. So
yeah, I did try to read this one probably like a couple of years ago, but I did a soft DNF. So I'll probably have to come back to it at some point in time. Jamie says, my husband doesn't read at all. He's so different from me. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, though. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and that's why you can't have everything be different where you don't agree on anything. But having your own individual hobbies is what makes you both unique and special. So I love it.
Amen.
And so I was talking to a book husband the other day at a Bazaar Festival. And I was talking with the husband and chatting. I was like, man, you're so happy. You know, you're a book husband. You're spending all weekend selling books. And he's like, and the woman was like, yeah, he's happy because it's not loading or unloading day. I was like, ouch, but I feel the pain. Yeah, he's up there. He's going to chum it up with everybody to sell the books.
Yeah. Book husbands, we appreciate you. I appreciate you, honey.
No problem. I appreciate you when you step on a Lego piece.
My God.
Because I'm sure there's people out here that have Legos in their house, and you step on a Lego piece with a bare foot.
It catch that pinky toe. Or I come around the corner and one of them is right there, and then I boom crash, you know. So yeah. My parents were married for 31 years, and one day my dad passed. Their opposites.
Wow, that is amazing. That's Congratulations to them.
Yeah.
31 years. I mean, and that's a milestone that should be celebrated, because I mean, with so many marriages, I mean, we know so many people that are on their 3rd, 4th, 5th marriages. And, you know, so to hear stories about people being married 31 years and literally death do them part, that is awesome, brown-eyed girl. Thank you for sharing that. That is really awesome.
Yeah. Lizzie asks, is Tammy winning the competition? I've never heard of that one. Okay, yeah. It's a good. I haven't. Hopefully I can get to it. Dave may not read, but if we can, we do. Yeah.
Now, Putt-Putt's another story now.
But listen, you just getting us. You putting all that stuff out there. You putting all that stuff out there. Oh my goodness, I'm terrible at Putt-Putt.
That's what makes it so much fun.
I get so mad and competitive. Ooh.
And the thing about Putt-Putt is she just goes up there and hits the ball where I'm like Mr. Strategic. I'm actually like trying to figure out where I have to go. So for me, it's like I get a lot of holes in one. I figure out the hole first.
Yeah.
And then it's like if I can hit it where I want the ball to go.
Yeah.
But she's up there just having fun and swinging for the fences.
Listen. Wyatt is a gamer and I'm a reader. Yeah.
But as long as you can appreciate each other's hobby and you support each other's hobby, then that's supporting the us or the marriage. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Get it, Tammy. Yeah. Oh, Bailey asked Deke, do you like boba?
Oh my God.
He messed up one time and tried a boba, and I was like, but see, we got to balance it. We got to keep it in tension because you love pickled food. This man will eat anything: pickled vegetables, pickled quail eggs, pickled anything.
Pickled green beans are the best.
Again, the pickles. So we both have our very nuanced and unique tastes of foods that we like.
Boba. I went into the boba shop the first time, and it smelled, in my opinion, like a barnyard.
Bruh.
I was like, I'm out.
Bruh.
I'm out. I was like, I love the country, and I love being on a farm. I'll plan a vacation there. It smelled like a barnyard to me. I was like, nope, the smell alone. And I tasted it. I can see where it's very popular, but for me, I'll just take my little cancer-causing,
bruh.
Energy drink. I'm good.
Listen. Eli always watches sports, and I would read. Yep.
Yeah, again, and there's nothing wrong with that because that just shows that y'all are down there in the same room doing your thing. I love it.
Yeah. Although I did lose 24-24. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Oh, Bailey broke the girl. That question. I said, uh-oh. I would be, yeah.
But again, I was like, oh boy, and she's like, please don't offend everyone on my channel. Cancer causing energy drink.
Listen.
Well, I'm sure my vascular surgeon would not be wanting to like, yeah, you can't drink water or tea. You gotta drink that.
Yeah, listen. Okay, so we're getting close. So number 3.
The Perfect Storm. Obviously I referenced this one with Linda Greenlaw being 10, 9, 8. So Perfect Storm. Of course, my mom being the educator that she was, she made me read the book, and then I got to see the movie. So it was kind of the reward. Like, if you read the book, I'll take you to the movie. So I read the book. She's like, it's maritime. We're in coastal Virginia. You'll be all right. And so I actually read it, and then I saw the movie. And I mean, Hollywood, for the most part, they didn't butcher it up too bad. It was a really cool story, and the monument up there to all the fallen fishermen is, really cool. It's sad, but it's, we're not really thinking about that when we're going to the seafood buffet in Las Vegas or somewhere. We're just, get me all the seafood.
Well, Deke, yeah, I'm allergic to shellfish, but yeah. Yeah,
I see a maritime theme to your favorite books.
Yes, Laura.
Yeah,
yes.
And you will see it in my TBR too. You will definitely see that. But again, I grew up in coastal Virginia. I spent my summers on the Outer Banks. I was a beach lifeguard at one point. So you're definitely going to see a very maritime theme for my books.
Yeah, James, I've seen the movie. Yeah, that movie was so powerful, so sad. They I haven't read the book, but man, yeah, I've heard that the book is excellent. Yeah,
I don't believe it was with Kevin Costner. I'm trying to think of who starred on that.
Yeah, who was it? Was it I'm about to say, let me not. It was the Ocean's man, Danny Ocean, but that's not his name. Danny Ocean from Ocean's 11.
George Clooney.
There you go.
George Clooney. Yep.
I knew it wasn't Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Or I was gonna say Glenn Close, but that's a woman.
Yeah.
So.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
Yes, Bria. The movie is good. even some of the kind of the one or two kind of rowdy bar scenes still was so instrumental, and it showed the grit. It showed like at one point a separated couple, but it's a very, so even kind of the rough scenes, which are not even that rough, it's very powerful. It's very powerful.
Look, you got everybody adding The Perfect Storm to their TBR. Is that the movie with Kevin? See, they knew who. Oh no, Kevin Costner. No, that's
what prompted me to look it up, was because I had cheated. I going down the list, and I was like,
Mark Wahlberg was in it. Oh, he wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe so, Jamie.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. You'd have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, George Clooney.
Yeah. Okay. Number 2.
Okay, Flight of Passage.
Yeah.
This is about two brothers that actually fix up an airplane, a little Piper Cub, and they literally fly it across the country from the East Coast to the West Coast. Brotherly love and their shenanigans that they get into. Christina actually read this book.
I did. I really, really enjoyed it. I think I gave it like 4.5 stars. It was because I think I asked you the question, what are some of your favorite books or something like that? And
meanwhile, I'm just going like,
oh God.
Oh, because I'm looking, I know her reading style and mine is very maritime. I'm like, she is not going to want to read a bunch of maritime books.
He was definitely close. I was a little concerned, but
but this is a really cool. Again, this is a little thicker read, which define thick. Yeah. I mean, compared to the stuff that y'all read it, thick is a relative term.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. I mean, they weathered storms in old vintage planes, so they had to work together and beg, borrow, and stealing, and to actually fix the plane and actually do this. And I think they got into some shenanigans that you can't do in this day and era, but it is just a fun. I know my brother is in not a good place, but I wish that I had a sibling like that I could do something like an adventure like that with. I mean, that is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it was really beautiful to like read about that sibling dynamic, and I really enjoy family dynamics in books. So if that's a trope that you enjoy, I highly recommend this. It's a true story, and it's the eldest brother remembering that summer that he had with his younger brother, and it was such a I think it's set in the 50s, but it was such a time in America and innocence, and it was just so beautifully written. And it's actually one of my favorites. I wouldn't say it's a favorite of all time for me, but it's definitely one of my favorites. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It was really funny too. It was really, really funny. Yeah. So, okay. Idelia says The Perfect Storm was an excellent movie. I can watch it anytime. Yeah. Woo! The thing took me out. It took me out. Jamie says, sounds like something me and my brother need to read. Yeah.
That would be cool. That'd be cool. I mean, again, I wish I could say I even did a small project with my brother. I mean, to me, that's kind of like, everyone's got their squad goals, but I was like, that is like the ultimate sibling goal, to fix up an airplane and fly it across the country, 3,000 miles. I mean, how cool of a sibling story is that?
Yeah. So cool. So cool. Lindsay says, yeah, girl, add the books. Okay.
So now before we get to my number one is definitely going to shock you. It's definitely old school. It was on I will just preface with it was on my summer reading list when I was in high school. My mom went through my mom, bless her heart, she had a master's degree. And so this author actually graduated from the University of Oregon like my mother did. So it's an Oregonian, not an Oregonian, like all the people.
Get it right.
Yeah, Oregonian. Well, this person from Oregon. Oh my God, my mother would call it TV station and fuss them out. Oregonian. So the author actually graduated from the University of Oregon back before they were known for football, and they were actually known for their literary. And so yeah, this is a definite. I think will surprise a lot of people. So drum roll that I can't say on B2. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey.
Come on, somebody.
This one is definitely
the chat got involved.
Your mom would fuss them out. Oh, she every time she heard Oregon, she would get into a bipolar rage over that. It was Oregonian.
Yes. We miss her and we loved her. We do. So tell us about your favorite book of all time.
So this one was the most unique. McMurphy being in a mental hospital, which I mean society will put you in one, but
come on now.
No, it was just so different. You know, the mental hospital, the security guards, the antics among patients, having visited her grandmother in a nursing home and hearing her grandmother's stories about you know the stuff that goes on after hours and stuff. You know, like when her grandmother said that somebody tried to steal her prayer cloth and she beat him.
Oh yeah, she was fighting over her prayer cloth. That was her specific prayer cloth.
So I mean, so I can only imagine the stories. I mean, this story, you know, took place in in a mental hospital, and just the shenanigans. I mean, this one was definitely the most unique of all the books I've ever read. I don't think I'll ever read a book ever that's just unique. And just from a different perspective. I mean, how many people write a book about a group of not inmates, but a group of patients at a mental hospital and all their shenanigans, and then breaking out for a day and just having fun. And again, this is definitely an interesting one. I figure I would definitely probably get some reactions out of this one.
Yeah, I read this early on. I think right when we first got married, I feel like. And it was it was so surprising. I highly recommend it. You might want to look at some of the content warnings. I think there is some language in it, and it deals with mental health again, like he was discussing. But man, it was so good. I'm so glad I read it. I feel like I could reread it again. But yeah, so when I said, what's your favorite book? This was the first one that I read. And so, yeah.
And I love how Laura is up here. She's seen the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, Laura says, I've only seen the movie for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah.
And Idea even chiming in. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I never read the book, but the movie was ahead of its time.
Yes, it was. Yes. And the actually the movie follows the book perfectly, unlike some of them where Hollywood screws up the movie. I mean, so if you've seen the movie, you've read the book. I mean, it was very spot on, and the character shenanigans are phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lisa, I've heard of this, but never read it in school. Say so, Deke. Listen, you preach it to the people. Essie says, I literally just read Hatchet last week, and today found the sequel, Brian's Winter, on my shelf.
I did not know it had a sequel.
Nice. Perfect season to read it. Ooh, and I love Winter. That's
Brian's Winter. Okay, found the sequel. Brian's Winter. I did not know that. Okay, you educated me now. Okay. Thank you, Essie.
Yeah. So Jamie says, I wonder if you would like Girl Interrupted. That is about a woman, her true story in a mental hospital. Was that a movie? I think it was, right? I think I did watch the movie for that.
Okay. I would at least watch the movie. I don't know about reading it, but no, Girl Interrupted. I may have to take some notes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah. Jamie also says, there are 4. Okay. So there's a series.
Okay. See, I think when I read it, it may have been, was Hatchet the first one? So y'all can help me out if Hatchet was the first one.
It probably, when you read it, probably.
Yeah. Because that was, 2 years ago.
Probably.
That was a few years ago. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay. So now, honorable mentions.
Okay. So my honorable mentions. All right. So it looks like we've got 3 of my 4 honorable mentions up here.
Yeah, you got 3 of the 4.
Okay. So obviously you can tell on my honorable mentions, the license plate book. I'm a huge license plate collector. So that's more of a picture book. That one is just because, again, I use it when I collect license plates and I can see how the state's changed over the years. I'm very fascinated with license plates because they used to be made by prisoners in prisons. And some of the stories. I know one quick story about that book. Massachusetts actually had one where the fish swam. They had it where the fish was swimming towards the state, and one year they turned the fish around and it swam towards the year, and that was the year the fishermen caught like no fish. Wow. And so they had to immediately change it back the next year, so the fish was pointing towards the state because the fishermen felt that the lawmakers jinxed the state that year. So that was a cool book for me. Punt, Pass, and Point. I actually met the author the year she won it when she was on her victory tour, going through elementary schools. Of course, my mom, made sure I went to go, and and so I got an autographed copy of it. She actually read it.
Yes, I love it. Little Chrissy, really, it's very interesting because I remember this book from school and I wanted it so bad. And I think what was the name of the Scholastic Book Fair? Was that it? I don't know if you guys remember the Scholastic Book Fair.
Yeah, but and they had the little flyer.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my hands in here correctly. Yeah. I got like one hand.
Look at us boomers. Bruh, the flowers.
Yeah, flowers.
Oh, the birds.
Yeah, the little doves or something.
Okay, anyway, let's move. But yeah, so yeah, so
okay. Wyatt is getting me all 4 books. It's hands down his favorite series. Okay.
Wow, look at that. Look at the book husbands coming in.
Okay, I might actually have to check it out. I did not. Thanks for educating me, because I might actually have to add that to my TBR. I might actually have to really seriously.
Yeah. Oh, man. The chat is live. There's 4 books. Amanda says, I've seen the movie. I think Angelina Jolie is in it. Okay. I guess that's Girl Interrupted. Okay.
I was like,
Yes. And with Winona, I think I did see that. I think I did. Laura says, my dad loved that. Like, really, Laura?
Thank you for sharing.
Wow, look at that. It's a small world, the things that we really enjoy. We have more in common than we realize.
I did not, because I was like, man, because, when I said I was going to do all this, I was like, I'll be lucky if any of these people even heard of any of the books on my TBR or my top 10. I am actually surprised.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Wow, I love that. Lindsay says, what an interesting story. Yeah. Deke has a lot of very interesting fun facts and stories, actually. The book fairs were amazing.
They don't do anymore?
I don't think they do.
I remember I just remember that week they shut the library down, which I'm like, thank goodness I don't have to go check out any books.
Bruh.
And every class got like an hour slot that they could go down there.
Yes. Oh, I loved it. At the time we couldn't afford to do it. But I loved going.
My mom always volunteered because she was a stay-at-home mom. So she worked it for the entire week. And nothing like going down there and, hi, baby, how are you?
You couldn't catch a break. She was at soccer practice. Wasn't Dad? Dad was the coach.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So Dad was a coach, and then Mom went on every school field trip, and I had to be in. My mom made sure I was in her group.
Dang.
Oh, I was like the worst.
Man, little Erick was struggling, huh, bro?
Love my mother. I love my mother. God bless her soul. I still use the wisdom she gave me, but.
Oh, okay. So they still have. Ooh, the chat is live. They still have Scholastic Book Fairs.
And Bria said yes.
Oh. You said
yeah. Well, I usually just Bria's up here. Yeah, my sister's teaching. They still have book fairs. Okay, Bria.
Great.
Thanks. Great. That's awesome. Because I figured, because we don't have kids, and so I figured that was one of those great things that only the mom and dads would remember.
Yeah. I love book fairs. I saw my elementary school just had theirs. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here, for being in the chat. We've been here almost an hour now, and this has just been so much fun. We really appreciate you guys hanging out. We're doing a giveaway. So if you haven't put in for the giveaway, going over there, and we'll be rolling soon. Tammy says, we never have book fairs in Catholic school. We all ended up as book dragons. So listen, hey, book dragons nevertheless. Guys Brown says, I love Scholastic. Yeah, girl, it's okay. Listen, words get caught on my tongue all the time.
Listen,
it's all right.
If it wasn't for spell check, I wouldn't have made it through school. Okay?
Listen, words get caught on my tongue all the time.
I just sound it out and go, I hope you can run with it.
Yeah. They still do them. I just missed them as a child. Yeah. Amanda says, yeah, they have them still. Yeah, little man has.
Yes, that is so cool.
We love it. My sister is a teacher, and they still have book fairs.
That is awesome. This is
so great. I spent $50. Man, that's amazing. Man, $50 back in the 90s, bro, was like $250 today.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember I would take the list, and I think I got, like, of course, my mother would on the very last day would buy, like, make sure I get like 2 books, maybe 3. Wow. Because I mean, my mother was desperate to get me to read.
Yeah,
I mean, she would bribe me literally, like, I'll let you out of your chores if you read a book. I'm like, I'll do the chores. It was a struggle.
You do the chores, but we're not gonna go into what kind of chores you had though. Did you have chores? But let's move.
You're just mad I got paid for my chores.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get paid. It was like indentured servant child labor, but that's just cultural differences. But yeah, He said he would get paid $5 for what? Sweeping the porch? Bro, listen.
All right, jealous bro. Jelly
It was absolutely 1,000%. Laura said, my dad and I spent a lot of time talking about license plates. We love searching for old ones and tracking them. Oh my gosh. We always argued over which designs were best. I mean, hands down, this is a very sentimental comment right here, Laura. That is
awesome.
You did that too.
Yeah, because my oldest is from 1903, I believe. And I have one from 1918, which was the year my grandfather was born. And he's the one that got me into it. So I actually have a whole wall of them, even though like one like FBI and stuff, and just the different shapes and everything over the years. And, that is really cool, Laura. Thanks for sharing, because that makes me feel kind of vindicated, if you will. Like, because I was like, probably no one up here. I was afraid when I put that up there, people would be like, license plate, isn't that just something that goes on a car? I mean, they would never even, think of anything else other than like what I do. So that is really cool, Laura.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Thank you for sharing that, sister. Thank you for sharing. Book fairs are definitely nostalgic. Yeah.
Yeah, showing our age a little bit.
Just a teensy bit, My parents know everyone. I couldn't even go down the street. Same. Same. My mom was like, you better be in the house when them lights come on outside. Yeah, if it weren't for spell check, really though, where would we be?
But it forced me to sound out the word. And so I would try to go based on, be like, I try to sound it out phonetically, to at least get it close.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, Lord, that reminds me of me and my dad. He was a truck driver. So when we would go on the road and point out, now that is so amazing.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that book's getting that much love. I really am.
I mean, shooketh and shock.
I am shocked.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the last one you got on here?
So Willow discovers welding. That's so when we saw this book at a local book fair, authors at the local library, authors meetup. She actually saw, I was like, oh, this book, you're a welder. What do you think about the book? And I was getting ready to rip the book. I was like, here we go. Somebody that thinks they can weld, who thinks that welding in flip-flops and a tank top makes sense. I was going to rip the book apart. Come to find out, the girl that wrote the book, Killa Gilliam, I actually welded with her professionally. She can weld. She is that classic all-American mom. She built bunk beds for her kids. Her and her husband are like, the poster children for parents. Really super involved.
They're great people.
Really great. She's very knowledgeable. She now has a major job. She even competed as like a pageant queen as an adult. I mean, she's just that all-American mom. So this book, even though it was very basic, it's a children's book. It's the most childish of all of them. But for somebody to write a book that encourages young people to go into the trades, because not all of us are college-bound people. So any, especially a female tradesman, that book is up there as an honorable mention because, again, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the steel-toe boots and a dirty hard hat. It's not the most glamorous work, but it reminds me of my mother had a conversation one time with the band instructor, because my brother was in band, went to JMU, made it without even practicing. He was Mr. Musician,
very talented,
and he one time was sitting on my parents' front porch, and my mom was going on about how his brother will go on and do this, and he stopped my mom and said, listen, he's having so much success with music, but when he grows up, he'll have to be a musician or a music teacher and teach on the side just to make ends meet. Your son going into the trades is not anything to laugh at. He will never go hungry. Yes, he may not be the cleanest, and he may have a dirty hard hat, but he will always make it. And so for a book to come out and really support the trades, any book that supports the trades like that, or if it was Elliot learns electrical work or anything, if it was a book about the trades, I would put it up there as an honorable mention just because of it. I think it's just powerful in the fact that it's nice to see people respect the trades. And this is written by an author that is more than qualified to write on welding.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, they're really great people. And when they were both there promoting the book, and it was just it was beautiful to kind of have that touch in, as you know, even as myself being a trades person at one point in my career. And so, yeah, it's the trades are just a really great way to, you know, there's multiple ways, and we all, you know, have different types of how we think, how we see the world, what education means to us, how we receive information, and God's path for us is for us, you know. And so it's really great to see young people encouraged in that, you know what I mean? Because they may have a proclivity to something very specific.
And I mean, there's people like me, like with ADHD and stuff, and you know, where academics is hard. We can do it, but it's not our thing. Sitting behind a desk, my ADHD kicks in, and you're not gonna get the best out of me. You get the best out of me when I'm yelling, screaming, you know, got my hard hat on, you know, being on fire. Like, so it's really cool.
Yeah. Let's see. We're gonna catch up in the chat a little bit. D-Love's book says, my dad and I collected license plates and displayed them in our garage wall, trying to keep from
trying to collect one from every state.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's hard. That's a hard challenge. I mean, it's me and my brother actually accomplished it, but I already left home by the time my mom finally tracked down the last state.
Yeah, we got them all. Jamie said, I ordered more from the brochures when I was in school. Pre-scholastic days, it was another company we ordered from. Weekly Reader was one. That's amazing. I'm so glad the program is still around, for sure. Bria says, the book seems encouraging and inspiring, especially for a younger generation. Yeah, it's beautifully illustrated. That was one thing I really appreciated about it.
Yeah, Laura up here posted. I really like Laura's comment up here. Yep.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm actually going to link all of these books in the live. Later on, after the live is done, I will go back and update and have all these books in the description and links to them as well, so you can go pick them up if you forget or anything like that. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautifully illustrated and it's
a very simple book. It doesn't get into any complicated about the different welding. You know, it's a very complicated, but just for the mom who is a tradeswoman herself, to encourage her daughter, I think it's just a really cool story.
Yeah, love that about the author. Yeah, and I met her. Her and her husband are just phenomenal people as well. So yeah, Jamie says, Wyatt and I push trade more than school. Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie and Wyatt. Congratulations. I wish there was more parents like you.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There is nothing wrong with college degrees. I have associates in welding. So there's nothing wrong with college, but supporting the trades is definitely a cool thing. So anyone that does it has my mad respect.
Yeah. Amanda says, little man is needing me. I'll hopefully be back, but we'll see. Such a great chat. Thanks, girl, for coming in.
Yeah, Amanda.
Yeah. Troll was the other. Okay. Cool. Lindsay says, trades education is very important and shouldn't be looked down upon as it is by the intellectuals.
Preach it.
Come on now, somebody. Come on. Jamie says, my brother has ADHD. School was hard for him, and I saw some teachers rip and tell him, yes, that's terrible. We had some bad teachers.
He works in a oil field and is a foreman.
Look at that.
And you know what? He's probably, and I don't like to compare money. He ain't hungry. He probably ain't hungry.
He probably eat steak. He probably eat T-bone ribeye by at least, you know, his meat average is high. He probably eat rib and T-bone at least 3 times a week.
Oh, those oil field workers get paid.
Oh yeah,
they get paid.
Yeah, he's
a foreman too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a triangle. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That is awesome. And see, and that just kind of proves my point, Jamie. You prove my point that you can be very successful if you find your right niche. I mean, I was lucky. I saw a video on welding in high school, and I was like, that's what I want to do. My parents were like, what do you mean? You never even did it. You don't even know if you're going to like it. I'm going to like it. So it's really cool that, if you can take an ADHD person and you can find their niche, whether it's in the trade, like in the trades as like a chef, a welder, an electrician or something, they're going to take off. And so this story that you're referencing here, Jamie, does not surprise me, because the ADHD people, once we get into the right trade, we're going to take off on you. So that is really, really cool.
Yeah. Bree says, the book seems encouraging and inspiring. Yeah. bringing up the meat. Listen, that's how he's definitely eating. Jamie's definitely, he's gonna be eating ribeye, T-bone at least 3 times a week. If you working, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they get paid.
Yeah,
they get paid.
Yeah, he might even eat it on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? That might be. Jamie also says, I teach at a small country school now. Trades are definitely more popular with a lot of the students I teach, way more to do the trades track. Yeah.
Well, but also too, if you're in a rural area, where you got to repair your own stuff, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, because everyone learns, differently, and so opportunities, having a lot of opportunities are really great. Laura says, our school system here has trade schools for high schoolers. Any of the kids can graduate with a trade completely free. That's amazing.
See, that's unfortunately, amazing. I ended up in private school because, well, that was my mom's solution to bettering my grades. And my private school, of course, they wanted the college route.
Yeah.
So it was frowned upon that I did not go to college. But no, that is completely cool. That is completely cool.
Jamie said, "No, he ain't. He got some kids, and he has 2 beautiful girls. One is heavily active in volleyball, so the oil field helps with that. Yeah. But he makes sure they know the trade. The oldest learn how to change oil in a diesel. Come on now.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, she could probably teach me a few things.
Listen, come on now. Come on. Thank you guys for being here. So let's see. I'm gonna switch the screens, honey. Yep. So just so you know. Let me see if anyone's. Oh my goodness, we got some people in the wheel. So let's go on and see now. Now y'all bear with me now. So we're gonna do a spin here. Y'all help me now. I don't know how to do this spin. So we're gonna do one.
Yeah, click to spin, looks like.
Here we go.
Now we gotta make sure we write it down.
Here we go. Fatima. Oh no.
Daya. Okay.
Show them what they won. Congratulations. Yes. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. Congratulations, Daya. So for that, we just go ahead and message me on Instagram or email me, and we will send you your gift. Let's show them the gift that she won. Yeah. So this is it. So let's go ahead. Congratulations. Yeah. I don't know who in the chat who that is, but congratulations. So you got you a pencil case here, and the matching notebook, and a beautiful journal as well, because we bookish, we do like to journal as well. So congratulations.
I already got your posting made. With your name on it. That way I can go ahead and get them. And hopefully we can get them out Monday or Tuesday before the holiday. We're not gonna dilly dally.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
So
Daya.
congratulations. So 2 more giveaways to go. So, oh my goodness. So, honey, this has just been such a great conversation. Thank you for being here.
No problem. Because I was like, man, bringing a non-reader onto a book channel, I'm like, Brother Eve. Yeah, Brother Eve. She dared me to do it, y'all. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do my best impression. I don't even know. I'm sure there's a reference somewhere that I missed.
Ew, brother.
Okay. Again, I figured she's like, you won't dare do it.
I didn't think you gonna do it.
So yeah, this has been fascinating for me because I'm like putting a non-reader. I want you to host reading experience on a book channel. I'm like, books, they make me cry. That's what nightmares are made of.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, I'm actually really surprised at the feedback.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put in the chat who our winner is. Congrats to our first giveaway winner. How do you spell it? D-I-Y-A.
Congratulations. Hopefully we're not messing your name up too bad. Daya. Hopefully we're not messing it up.
Yes. So I will actually link the giveaway winners in the chat at the end of the live. So don't worry if you stepped away, you forgot, you missed it. It will definitely be in the chat. And so 2 more. So make sure you enter the giveaway. Yeah. So honey, next up, what's on your TBR? We've talked about your favorites. What do you plan on reading next? Let's get look. You got the notebook out, sir. Come on with the plans.
Yeah. You can tell I definitely got some Tony Kornheiser in me. I just don't have that fancy white doctor's jacket.
Yeah.
Okay, so this book caught my attention.
I hold it.
Yeah, The Blacksmith Murders. Obviously, being a welder, I wanted to learn blacksmithing until I had a shoulder injury. And the thing that caught my eye to this book is, like, there's so many murder mystery out there, but to incorporate blacksmithing and murders, that's not your typical pairing. So that one's on my TBR, and also too, it's not very thick, so I might actually have a chance of finishing it in 5 years. Because usually you see the classic kind of murder plots, and so this one actually caught my eye because it seems like it has a blue collar twist to it. So that's what made it on my TBR.
Yeah, we love that. Okay.
Now my next one, this book I actually took a few years ago to Europe, and thinking I want to read it when we had 12-hour flight. I'm going to read it. No,
bro was
that and after a few Budweisers, I was good. I wouldn't read anything. This one, North by Northwestern, Sig Hansen. I actually love The Dangerous Catch before. I like the first couple seasons before it got real kind of political and there were just too many gamesmanships. Again, Sig Hansen was my favorite because of the brother dynamic between him and Edgar. If any of y'all are familiar with that TV series, with him being the captain and then Edgar being the deck boss, they were always getting into brother shenanigans and stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll read this book. She at one point bought me the audiobook.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't really do much reading on that trip. It was a lot of fun.
Again, I think, was it Laura or Bria had said it, maritime theme. Boy, he just will not give up that maritime theme.
Yes, and The Deadliest Catch, that show, when you put that on, babe, like, it is so intense. I think you have, like, we ended up getting you the DVD sets and stuff. He throws that on, and I'm like, I'll go pick up a book to read because I can't even sit that because it's such an intense show, but it's so fascinating. Like, you're gripped to the screen. So, and I heard this is very well written. Like, I read a couple of pages in it, and I was like, wow, it's very well written. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you think about that when you get to it.
Yeah, and you think I had an injury a couple of years ago. I was laid up for 3 months. You think I had many of hours to catch up on my books.
Yeah.
I did color by number. I got over 2 million blocks colored. Okay, Laura. Dude, getting some gift ideas up here.
All right,
Laura.
now.
Okay, Laura. All right.
Okay.
We love Sig. All right. Yeah, definitely. It's nice to see love for Sig up there. Okay.
Yeah, loving that. Don't forget round 2. I just put the link in the chat if you want to enter for this round 2 of the giveaway.
Round 2 will be the same thing as round 1, and then round 3 will be the Legos.
Yes. Laura says, Jamie, that's so cool. The one we have here has all kinds of trades, mechanics, hairdressing, welding, Sonotech. Yeah, that's a good one. Vet tech. I don't even know. That's amazing.
That is awesome. Where are you from, dude? Because I'm really like, I want to know what school system that is. Because if we ever have kids, I want to be in that school. I want to put my kid in that school system.
Yeah.
I mean, that is phenomenal.
Yeah, I think Laura's in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Because, I mean, that is phenomenal.
Yeah.
That is awesome, especially the variety of it. That is awesome. Because, I mean, you're always going to need diesel mechanics, welders, electricians. I mean, yeah, no, that is awesome. So it was a solar.
Yeah, Sonotech. So I think that's I don't really know what a Sonotech is. Somebody can tell me what that is.
Help us out, Laura.
Yeah, help us out. Jamie says, ooh, why am I like, I think you're talking about the blacksmithing or probably the blacksmithing book. The chat's on like a 1 minute delay. David loves Deadliest Catch. That would be great. Yes. Sig is amazing. Yeah. Okay. So what's your final TBR book?
Again, no, this is not going to be a surprise to anybody. Heavy metal.
Love this cover, by the way.
The hard days and nights of those shipyard workers who build America's supercarriers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, you can't get any more American than the men and women that build. I mean, freedom. And anytime the U.S. needs to put its footprint somewhere, I mean, everyone knows it's a supercarrier or the submarines or anything. So this book, obviously, spending a lot of time in coastal Virginia, I mean, the shipyard industry down in coastal Virginia is really big. So almost everybody knows somebody in the shipyard industry or has worked in the shipyard industry, and what they go through is pure hell. So no, I think that is a really cool. I actually look forward to reading this. I keep saying I'm gonna get to it, but sonogram technician works with sonograms. You can see my ADHD. I just kind of
there. I was like, yeah.
You got ADHD. I just like, ooh,
it's all
squirrel.
right, darling. It's all right.
So this one though definitely is on my list. I don't know what trade he's in, but clearly, that'd be a good book.
Yeah. We'll put these books in the chat. Laura says, okay, sonotech is sonogram tech. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to misspeak. Yeah, so working sonograms for diagnostic procedures or OBGYN. That's okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a very wide field.
Yeah. Which
would give, okay, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. Jamie says, yes, The Blacksmith, his favorite show.
Yes.
Okay, you and Wyatt might be best friends and don't even know it.
Because I actually bought a forge, bought all the hammers.
You sure did.
And then I had a shoulder injury, and I can't buy Big Blue. She won't let me buy Big Blue yet. I'm gonna have to let her buy a lot of books to get Big Blue.
I mean, we're actually kind of at that now.
You don't let me buy Big Blue,
bro. We doing this. Okay, can you remind me what the Big Blue is? Because I'm kind of
that's that giant power hammer. That's probably like $10,000.
Okay. Well,
and then I would need a shop to support it, and a concrete floor that would support it.
Well, listen, put it before the Lord and see if He'll answer.
I don't want to get greedy. I don't want to get greedy. I'm just happy with my little slice of the pie. I don't want to get greedy.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to get into some very interesting things. Okay, so want you to kind of talk about your first experience at a book meetup with me, because since I started the channel in 2021, I've kind of progressively, got more and more engaged as each year went on. Especially this year, I went to my first book meetup with Krista
in July.
I
actually looked on our calendar, so I knew what month it was.
I was like, look at you
again.
Look at you. Listen, them notes. The notes. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I feel like Tony Kornheiser. I'm up here, which y'all don't make funny. I am getting bifocals next month. Okay, I should have gotten this year, but the doctor was like, "I'm gonna give you a pass."
Yeah.
Next year is now this year, so I will be looking forward to my bifocals. Okay, so my first thoughts. Okay, they are safe. And as a tradesperson, I promote safety, because I've had my eye drilled twice for having metal in my eye. So safety is a big thing. They are very safe. So even if you are like me, a hermit who likes working in the dark, talking to themselves all day, listen, you will still have a great time. Even as a non-reader, to go up as a friend of a reader, I had phenomenal. Krista made me feel more than welcome. She got a huge kick. And when we went because we started with lunch, so I just want to talk about lunch. One, just seeing all the different women from all the different backgrounds. That was cool. I mean, there was different ages, different professions. It was just so much fun to actually just people watch and just listen to all their stories. It was really cool.
Yeah.
There is something up there for everybody. So even as a non-reader, I enjoyed it. The bookstore McKay's, everyone was trolling me when I finally picked up a book, which was a picture book about motorcycles. Had hardly no words. But it was just a very fun, very safe. Everyone had a good time. Also too, the military has got nothing on y'all's trackers.
Yeah.
Y'all's trackers game is on point. Every single one of y'all that was there and that had a tracker, had whether it was a custom tracker that they made or when they borrowed from a friend or their neighbor, y'all's trackers game is on point. Okay, the military could probably take a lesson from y'all's trackers. Maybe even the government too, because they were on point. I mean, I was like, I want to see how hardcore y'all get with this. It was like, y'all ain't taking this reading seriously. Oh boy, I had E-Crow on that one. I was like, y'all take this reading stuff like religion very seriously.
Listen.
So I was really blown away with how serious and your tracker game, and whether you do half stars, whole stars, quarter stars. I was just like, whoa, you're hardcore. That's like me talking to another welder all day. Y'all are pretty intense with that. I was impressed. All right. So my next note was I loved how everyone had a system.
Come on now.
And so I was just kind of people watching the group at McKay's bookstore. And it was like one woman was upsizing. She's like, I'm upsizing. I can buy whatever I want. One woman was downsizing. So she was actually trying to sell more books than she was buying. One was like, I'm worried about weight. She picked weight as her thing. I'm like, okay. So you go in with 10 pounds of books, you leave with 5 pounds of books. Listen.
Meanwhile, I'm just putting whatever in the cart. I ain't got no plan or system. I'm just happy to be in the number.
I think one was looking, I'm looking to upgrade editions.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I was like, wow. And that woman, I mean, she went through all the different books looking for, first, second, third editions. I was like, but even watching all the group at the bookstore, they were serious. Y'all were serious. Okay. Y'all were serious about it. I mean, even during the book swap at the restaurant, when y'all each brought a book, first of all, I think it was like bring one book. Everyone brought like 5 books. And going around watching it, y'all going around in that circle around the table, y'all were serious about swapping books. Y'all were taking that mess seriously. I'm like, I'm waiting to see Fork start coming like flying because they took that thing. It was so much fun to watch. Even as a non-reader, I had so much appreciation because if it was a welding theme, I'd be out there with my fork trying to, for welding stuff. So I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The only reason why I really go, honestly, is for a safety factor. Especially if having personal injuries, if she gets too far afield, like with my blood clot, I can only travel an hour.
Yeah.
And then I have to stop for a half hour. So if she's 3 hours away, it may take me 5.5, 6 hours to get to her. Now, what I try to do with her girlfriends, Monique, you're on this list. Okay. Listen, I will buy y'all Starbucks to go with her.
Listen, bruh.
I'm fine watching college football. Okay, I'm good.
He speaks the truth.
I will donate to somebody's Starbucks, and because I just want her. So it's a safety factor. Not when she's at the event. It's just traveling because people are crazy, especially, like if it's up in the DC area. Anyone that's in the DC area knows the DC Beltway, I-95 can be treacherous. So it's just a safety factor. So, and that's why it's just a safety factor, especially knowing that I would be slow to get to her. I feel much safer with her traveling with somebody. So anytime one of her girlfriends want to step up, Monique, I'm calling you out. I don't like to do this. Or Julie, I'm going to call you out. Please help me out. Because I had a great time with it, but it's perfectly safe. So if you think it's scary, it's sketchy, it's unsafe, no. Because I will be happy to let her go to anyone in the country as long as she's with one of her girlfriends. So it's perfectly safe. I have no problems with it. So I encourage it.
Yeah.
So I definitely encourage you, even if you're not a reader, see if you can get a couple Starbucks in there or a couple bobas in there,
Yeah, thank you for your support, honey. You definitely have been in these streets, pounding the cement with these books, So, Krista, hey girl, Mr. Librarian in the house. I'm late to the party because I'm babysitting tonight, getting paid to read now.
Okay, that's just cheating. Okay, that's cheating right there, Krista. That is cheating.
She says, I love that you came along to our meetup. It was so much fun. And I think the hack was because at that point, no one, this is my first time meeting people in person. And I would always say Mr. Librarian on the channel, especially early on, because, you kind of don't want to tell people too much. You kind of want to keep your privacy. So I was like, I'll just say Mr. Librarian. And the amount of times everyone says, oh my God, what's asking you questions like, do you read? What are you? And he's like, I don't know. And I was giggling. I said, oh man, the gag is he actually is not that much of an avid reader.
And
but he's Mr. Librarian because the librarian's in our house.
and I was fine. And when everyone sat down and and Krista started going around the table, and when it started getting close to me, I was like, please don't ask me, please don't ask me, please don't ask me. And Krista's like, so Erick, what do you read? I was like, oh my God. Now I'm going to be the one in the group that goes, yeah, I don't read. I was like, oh boy, this is going to definitely
But you did so great.
But fortunately, Christy, you bailed me out, and the whole rest of the time it was the running joke. And that's why I had fun getting trolled at McKay's bookstore when I finally picked up a picture book, and y'all were so happy that I picked up a picture book. It was
hilarious. They said, Geek put down the book.
Oh yeah, they literally made an announcement over the PA system over that. It was hilarious.
That was a good time. Hi, Courtney. Welcome in, sister. So glad to see you here. For all those who are coming, who are just here, we have a giveaway. Okay, going on, honey. You want to show them the giveaway? We have 2 more giveaways. So I'm going to put that in the chat again. Make sure if you want to enter, there's no special thing. Just put your name in the giveaway, honey, and you get a chance to win.
So this will be the second giveaway. It was the same as the first.
Yeah, it's the same. You can see. So a notebook and a journal as well, and a pencil case. And our final giveaway will be Legos. Mr. Librarian, that's his hobby.
And the maritime theme, obviously, a boys and a girls set.
Yeah.
So
of course, go ahead on and sign up. Thank you guys so much for being here. We've been going for about an hour and a half. 24 people, babe.
Wow,
that's a lot. That's a lot, and I'm just so humbled that you guys would be here, and we're having so much fun.
We are,
and thank you for being here, honey. I really
that's cool. So Laura up here, Miss Chatty.
Yes, I'm absolutely loving this perspective. An outsider looking in, I never thought of how we might look to someone else, girl.
And and that's what was so cool and that's why I was kind of leery about coming up here. One, because this is her channel, this is her genre, and so my job to support us and to support her is to simply support her. But I don't need to take it over. I don't need to get in her way. I need to be the shadow. I don't need to try to be, oh, excuse me. No. And so I had so much fun because I actually came up with a list of questions that I have for y'all. I have a whole listen. That's
show the notebook. Show the
So it's on page 3. It's on page 3. So I actually have questions for y'all.
All right now. So that's at the end. We can do that right now. You want to do questions now? Okay. So questions in the chat. Let me put a ticker on here so Mr. Librarian has questions for the chat. That was good, honey. Okay.
Well, the best defense is a good offense. So I'm gonna kind of spin it back on y'all.
All right now. And so while we're waiting for everyone to come in, Lindsay says you'd buy Starbucks to take her lesson. He makes it very known. And, being that he's introverted too, and, we require different things. And so for me, communication and talking and having quality time with my friends is very important for my mental health. But he only got so much battery. And he tells me, you make that very clear.
Yeah. And that's why I love welding. Because I'm in the dark, I'm by myself. I have interaction, but when I'm actually welding, it's just me.
Yeah.
And after this chat tomorrow,
he ain't gonna be saying nothing.
No, I'm gonna be ghost. I'm gonna be in my backyard, bagging my leaves. I not talking to anybody, but hiding behind my privacy fence. Okay, I'm gonna be peopled out. I'm gonna be peopled out till Monday.
Courtney says friends go with friends to buy a bus. Come on now.
Please, feel free to take her. Starbucks or boba. I bribe.
Chris is dying laughing. Holly!
Hey, Holly, how are you doing?
Girl, hey! Hi, Amy! Oh my goodness, so good to see you guys
Harvard
here.
and Pages. Now that sounds nautical there.
Yeah.
Okay. Harvard and Pages. Okay, that is a nautical theme. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, what questions you got for the chat? Which questions you got?
Okay. So, we live in a digital age, and I know we've kind of mentioned this before. I'm not the most digital person.
Right.
Okay. I thought for sure, when I say hardback, I'm just talking about actual physical paper books. I thought they would have died away. I thought everyone would be on e-readers now. So, I guess I'm surprised the libraries are still around. I mean, I don't understand how libraries in this technical age have survived. I mean, and it seems like the used bookstore, I know Paperback Inc., I know that's our kind of our local bookstore, just opened or just came under new ownership a little while ago. But it seems like that the used bookstores are popping up. I know there's a new one in Williamsburg. So I'm like,
yeah, Krista and I went there.
Yeah. That one's really new. I think that one has only been there a few months
it's pretty new.
But I am surprised. And so I'm like, I didn't think bookstores, especially used bookstores, would even exist. I mean, I'm very surprised at how many of y'all can appreciate actual paper. So I'm really surprised at the state of books, you know, and kind of like why are they successful?
Yeah.
Another question I have is, we've been to Barnes and Nobles all over the country. Every Barnes and Noble is different. My question is, I want to know why. I want to know
what makes the Barnes and Nobles different. Okay. What makes the B&Ns different? Now, everyone doesn't have them, but maybe a Books A Million. There's some that have
Books A Million or Second and Charles.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts on that. What do you think? What you think makes, you know, these different bookstores, you know, different or similar? Because I've been to them all.
And well, I mean, it was like I went to a Barnes and Noble in DC, right across the street from like the Basilica, and there was a local university there. I don't remember the university.
Yeah.
It was Barnes and Noble, but it literally had like 10 books that were not school related.
Yeah.
You know, other Barnes and Noble. We went to a Barnes and Noble up in the DC area a couple weeks ago, up there when we got your computer.
Oh yeah.
That one was about the biggest Barnes and Noble I'd ever seen. Not to mention the Divine Lego section.
Divine. You gotta say that loud.
Divine.
Oh, the Lego one. What?
Divine.
Okay, so that's the bait, huh?
Yeah, that's
you
the
go
bait.
To B&N
yeah. But and you know, so I was like, but I'm like, okay, I get the spacing, you know, and I get the layout, but I know we've been one. I think it was in Tyson's Corner. It was like a 2 or 3 story one. But like every Barnes and Noble is so different. Why? Because if it's like a chain, you would think it would be kind of the same.
Yeah. So Lindsay is saying, I think it has a lot to do with the demographics of the areas. That actually makes a lot of sense, because down here it's very hard. If y'all didn't know, I read a lot of Christian fiction, especially Christian science fiction and fantasy, and those are a lot of indie published books. So the Christian fiction section at Barnes and Noble will be like real weak. I mean, it's just a bunch of girls in a field, you know, on the covers of the book. So there's not a lot of variety at Barnes and Noble, which, you know, it's a secular front facing bookstore. So that makes sense. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Jamie says, I would say B&N are different based on what sells in the area. Okay. Lindsay used to work for, girl, how did you do it? How did you work for Barnes? You must have came home with a lot of books, sis. We unpack that for us. Unpack that. Yeah. Jamie says, I have to agree for demographics. Yeah. Tammy says they are all the same formula, push the same hype books, and honestly haven't been in large bookstores in well over a decade. Girl, how do you do it? I mean, even the temptation to not walk in a bookstore, especially Barnes and Noble, because it's so aesthetically bookish, you know. So kudos to you, Tammy. But you're right. There's more of the same things. Now I find I don't go and get anything as much as I used to.
But again, I mean, it was just like, you know, when I'm sitting there like, you know, because she gave me kind of a list of questions, and I'm like, okay, well, first of all, you know, and she's like, well, you know, give me some ideas for the channel. And so I ended up with a lot of questions. And I said, well, I'm a huge NASCAR fan. Anyone knows that I'm a huge Hendrick Motorsports fan. And I said, okay, well, so let's get some industry experts up here on the channel, because like I have questions. It's like a person that I would love to see on this channel or somebody else's channel would actually be, I have written here, book appraiser. Because, and this was spawned from the woman at Chris's book meetup, because she was upgrading editions. Well, what makes what is it? Is it just a number? You go from 3 to 2, 2 to 1, 4 to 1. I'm sure condition has to be a lot to do with it. I know like back in the turn of the century books, like 1900, having drawings was because, you know, they were still manually stamped. So finding a book would be huge. Okay, Wyatt, it sounds to me and Wyatt need to go hang out.
Yeah, so let's catch up in the chat. So let's see. Ooh, so many comments. You guys are just awesome. This is
a huge surprise for me because I'm like, I'm gonna be
for
a lost.
you, for me.
I'm gonna be like a flopping fish. I'm gonna be on my last life up here.
Listen, hey squad. Listen, y'all already know I'm gonna talk to y'all Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I don't know if I have anything left. But Lindsay says they've been bought by same. So we're talking about the Barnes & Noble question. By the same owners as Waterstones in England. So they're starting to make them all the same because Waterstones wants them to mimic them. But see, Waterstones got good books though. Their editions be beautiful. I don't know why they demos. Yeah, girl. Holly says, I'm kind of with you, Eric. With today's technology, I am also surprised with how well the physical book industry is still doing. As to the why,
right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Because like going to McKay's and even going to our local bookstore, Paperback Inc., it's always packed.
Yeah,
Second and Charles is always packed. Books A Million, everywhere we go, it is packed and it's legit. And y'all are serious. Y'all are serious. I'm gonna give y'all credit.
Yeah, Holly says maybe it's the oversaturation of technology that people enjoy the analog. Yes, the nostalgia.
Okay, and I'm sure I'm using the wrong term here, but I'm gonna try to be a book nerd and use cracking the spine or something.
Right, you're gonna trigger the chat, Deke, you're triggering the chat, man, because you know how I feel about cracking. You said that to trigger me, brother. Yeah. But you're probably right, Holly. I would definitely agree. The nostalgia. Jamie says, down here in the Bible Belt, I feel we have more Christian books. Yeah, here in Virginia, we're kind of like in between. It just depends. If I go out west, like we go out towards the Blue Ridge and up in the mountains, I can make a killing off the Christian books.
Well, obviously the Bible Belt needs to go on Edith on and widen out a little bit.
You better come on, brother. Jamie says we go to used bookstores more because you can find. Yeah. I agree. Lindsay, let's just say it built most of my bookshelf. Barnes & Noble, as much to Eli's dismay. Brother Eli, hang in there, brother. Holly says, as for being in, I'm Canadian, so I've never been. So is that equivalent? What's the equivalent in Canada for that, Holly? I feel like it's, I can't think of the name of it, but yeah, let us know what the equivalent is to that. Tammy says, a library, bookstore, independent bookstores across from the library, and I live in a small rural Texas town. Big commercial stores are an hour plus just to browse.
No.
Wow. No. Jamie says, okay, you and Wyatt, yeah. See, Jamie, we right here. So we must be similar, okay? Would be best friends. Wyatt is a NASCAR. Yeah, y'all best buddies. Look at that. Make the husbands connected. Make it in the chat. Okay, that's my question, y'all. Lizzie said, I had it as a part-time job to pay off some loans, which I still succeeded in. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Go ahead, girl. So I don't buy too much, but the 40% off.
Ooh. Yeah, I couldn't work at a welding store and get 40% off. I'd have every welding machine possible known to mankind. And probably dupes.
Yes, that's a good idea. Yeah. As much as I love the convenience of ebooks, there's just something about seeing the actual book.
And see, I thought for sure that would have died off because, I mean, for me, I know like the biggest thing when you said you read a book was that you actually comprehended it. You actually struggled through the words you didn't know. Like there's actually kind of like a process actually physically reading a book versus just an audiobook. And that I think is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I was really surprised.
Yeah. Tammy says reason paper books still sell. They don't change on a political. That is true.
I like it. I like it.
You're right. That's such a good point. My mom usually shops B&N because she has to do large print or audio. A lot of smaller stores don't have large print. Yeah, so that's an exception.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Sure.
Tammy says, never crack a spot. See, you triggered the chat, bro. You triggered the chat. Brother E. Brother E. Yeah, it's a small section.
But you know, and when I came up here, I wanted to just like keep it real lively, and get y'all's comments.
Yeah.
Because it was like, so I'm like, I would love to see somebody either I know like we're trying to get a librarian, or or if someone can get a book appraiser up there on their channel, just make sure you give us a shout out. Well, her, not me, because I'm gonna be like,
bro, you got to come back at some point in time.
I will in a year, because again, this is your channel.
God, I thank you for that.
I'll do my yearly.
I'm shocked that you're here for this. Like, this is huge. This is huge.
Well,
so thank you.
Well, again, I want to support you because that's like one of your love languages, but then it's like, it's also your channel. So I don't want to be up here like,
yeah.
But so I mean, it would be cool. Even I was even googling local publishing companies to see. Like, I would love to get like a local publisher up here on one of the book channels. Just because I'm like, okay, so kind of tell us, tell y'all, not me. Kind of like what's kind of the lowdown about about self-publishing, publishing. Just kind of give us the stuff. Like if you get a librarian, my biggest thing is ask if they can come on either in a professional or unprofessional way. And when I say that, most of us work for companies that everything is company proprietary. You can't, every training, everything is, so even if you can't say, well, I work for such and such employer, in this role, just say, hey, listen, like when I talk about welding, I only talk about welding that I learned at the community college or what I do with my friends. I don't talk about work welding. So even if you can get someone to come up as an unofficial capacity, even if, that person can say, well, I'm the head librarian for this library system for this city or something, but just to get a librarian up here to give a perspective of what are the things that y'all need to do other than pay your fines and return your books on time and to hog books.
Yeah.
But just, to get a librarian's perspective, just something different, because it's really cool getting the squad opinions. I did not realize how opinionated y'all were. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So what questions would you ask your librarian if you were to interview them, because of course we can support by going to our local libraries, in that regard, but also having that engagement and what, maybe at your local library, there may be a reason why there's a certain type of book that's not there. There may be, different policies or things that maybe it might be a way for you to be even more involved in your community, to really outreach that kind of reading, and, kind of get other people involved in the library as well. So, we just definitely want to kind of, give space and room to those things because we appreciate the library for those free books.
Well, and also too, I'm like, if you go through like a NASCAR theme, like get the industry experts, because they always interview the driver, the crew chief, the car owner, but they also go, well, so-and-so from Chevy or the vice president of racing development for a car manufacturer or a NASCAR official. So I'm like, it'd be cool to get some industry experts up here as a book appraiser, a librarian. And it doesn't have to be like just your local library. I mean, even if you live in a college town, like I'll just pick on Harrisonburg, Virginia, it's a college town. See if you can just reach out to the university. Maybe you can get an undergrad student, and let them do like a project to come up here in an unofficial capacity and just kind of say, hey, I'm actually pursuing a degree to become a librarian, and this is why. So I actually have like a lot more technical questions. So that was the biggest thing. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you'll catch up in the chat. So Holly says we have Indigo. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Indigo chapter is only in big cities, so that's their version in Canada as well. Jamie says, I hate to say it, but I think book talk on TikTok. I'm sorry. TikTok. I'm just joking. I know it's a TikTok. Did help with physical book sales. I've seen several people talk about this. Yeah, but it's like I agree. It has helped a lot. But when I go into the store and I see their little table with those Tic-Tac books, they all nasty. Well, let me move. I'm just saying, like they're very, especially for those of us, as believers, right? And in the content that we have to manage. I know everybody reads different things. We all have different areas and things that we can take when we're reading. But so I kind of wish that would be more varied when they put the sign up. But again, Barnes and Noble trying to make that money. They trying to make money. They say these make the money, so this is what we're gonna do. A book appraiser appraisal. I'd ask what they look for when pricing a book.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, that was spawned from the woman there at the book meetup, because she was looking to upgrade. So I was like, wow. So what makes a good, what makes an upgrade other than, I know, hardback versus paperback? That's about the end. And if you go more turn of the century, it would be drawings and illustrations.
Yeah.
But I mean, it'd be cool to get a book appraiser up here, even if they can't say I'm with J&K book appraiser, even if they just say, hey, I'm a book appraiser. Yeah. It would be fun to just give a different perspective.
Yeah. So if you got a channel and you can get a book
appraisal,
that would be so great for the community, because, I think we could all benefit from that as well. So yeah.
Just getting librarians, because I know when we went to the local author meetup, we actually went to our local bookstore, because I actually was buying the book giveaways, because I wanted to kind of prove the point that as a non-reader, I can go to a bookstore, and as long as I have a coffee shop, I'm good now. And if she's in there for a long time, I might just start popping espressos, and now you got a hyper husband with ADHD.
Lord help me.
Brother you. She's gonna be in trouble. But it's cool for me to be able to go into a bookstore, and like Paperback Ink actually has like a whole little seating section. She's like, which is great for husbands, because they can just sit there without looking weird or making people feel uncomfortable by just standing around. And so that's why I was able to pick up those journals and stuff to say, cool. So every time we go to a bookstore, I always know, if it's not a Barnes & Noble Lego section, I always look at the journal section, because then I'm asking, okay, anybody in your squad got birthdays? Your mama birthday, your daddy birthday, because you're getting a book journal.
Your mama, your daddy, your friend.
Yeah,
who else?
Exactly.
Run through the list.
I love this comment right here, Laura.
Yeah. Laura says, this conversation is making you remember the studies have shown that e-reading does not retain cognitively, as the words get called, as well as physically reading. Yeah. So it's different. I know for me, we were just talking about this other night. I know for me, I do like e-reading, but I prefer physically reading and listening as well. So I think it just depends on how people comprehend. And so such great conversation. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to finish up these comments, and then we're going to do another round for the giveaway. So if you haven't entered the giveaway, the link is in the chat. Holly says, Laura, I totally agree with that. Yeah. Krista says, Mr. Librarian giving content. Yes, listen. We're here for the community to whatever ideas to serve, and let's just share it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just share
and
it.
It's like,
it'd be good for all of us.
And it's like, she's always like challenged me. She's like, as a non-reader, as somebody who does not like libraries or bookstores,
Bruh.
I need help creating content.
I do.
Oh boy. If that isn't the husband challenge of the year, I don't know what is.
Bruh, but you got the award, sir.
And again, so I just had to go to the NASCAR. I was like, okay, so let's start getting book officials. I said, so who else with book officials other than book appraisers, librarians? And again, just ask if they can come in, even if they can't come in an official capacity, if they can come in as an unofficial capacity, because you don't want anyone getting fired because they have their company logo shirt on or something. But they would have the information to share, because like the author meetup, they gave a little survey like, how'd you find out about it? Well, local bookstore, but also said like that our library system here in our own city has a newsletter.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so again, having a librarian on one of y'all's channels to kind of help out. Oh, okay, we have these sales, we have these giveaways. Just kind of like what y'all may not normally think about. Kind of from their perspective, which I think would be really cool. Even if you could get a used bookstore owner, it'd be fun to get a used bookstore owner up here.
Yeah.
Up here on the channel. Or on somebody's channel up here, just make sure you give her credit.
You don't have to, but that's okay for you to say that.
Just to see their perspective, like where do they get their books from? I mean, obviously you wouldn't have the same connections they do, but it'd be just cool. Or like, where do they look for trade-ins, or maybe they need y'all to stop marking books up like y'all do.
Just putting my business out there. You just putting all my business out there. No,
again, and this is where I just want to keep it like really fun.
Yeah.
Really kind of lighthearted.
Yeah. Okay. So
Christina's going to the comments.
Coming into the comments. Ooh, them library fees, girl. Listen, them fees are good. That is supporting our library.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I'm stepping on territory. Am I stepping on territory?
Again. Well, okay. So here's the thing, though. See, because like it's just like the toll roads. No one likes paying the tolls, but if you use the roads, you pay to drive them.
This is true.
Or you go the long way and go for free.
This is true. Laura says, also, I think there's got to be something psychologically significant about the art on the covers. Girl,
Laura.
Come on, Laura.
She's coming in strong tonight.
Physical books are colorful. Don't get me started on the lack of credit for artists. Listen. You are absolutely right, because cover buys, I have caught me in many of a situation. And I didn't read it, but I bought it. And that's credit to the illustrator.
Yes.
That's credit to the illustrator. Absolutely, 1,000%. Tammy says, I talk to my librarians at least bi-weekly. Our library, girl, if you can,
share that
information. Girl, if that's something, no pressure, but you know what I mean? That would be so great. Such a good conversation for us to have in our community. Courtney says, not free. You pay without taxpayer dollars. Take it. This is true. Come on now. Because Marty come for us all the time, don't he? Let's move. We don't talk about it. Our school has a reading program that counts towards the English class. I would ask on how they got the AR points and how they pick the questions they have for each book.
Okay, I can actually answer that one.
Accelerated reader, right?
Yeah, I can actually answer that one.
Okay.
Because when I spent time in private school, not that I got in trouble or anything, because I'm Mr. Perfect, right?
You're an angel.
Yeah. Okay.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Now, actually, for some of them, my mother, being the school volunteer of the year, she would actually help out. Lucky me. And actually do the extent. So she, as a parent, would volunteer and actually read the book. And because she had her master's degree from the University of Oregon in English, she was an ideal candidate. So some of them are actually done by the parents or the volunteers. So like my mom would actually read the book, and then she would actually do 10 questions. And there was like 1 or 2 grade levels that she really enjoyed the most, and she would have had the most AR points for that level. It wasn't the level I was on, because of course.
Wow, okay. Right.
So some of them, and sometimes my mother would actually take the questions that other people had done, and she's like, no.
Yeah.
And she would actually encourage the school to actually use hers, which of course, no ego boost there. But so some of them are actually done by the parents.
Yeah.
So if you're a real engaging parent, and some of them just come standard with the program, but depending on the system, I know like at one point I was at a very small private school. And so they would actually have the parents who, were really engaged to actually do them.
That's really insightful, babe. I didn't really I always thought that it was something like the school
mass machine or something.
Yeah, or
like
they picked it, because the books were always terrible for me. And as having a learning disability, dyslexia,
and so
it was hard. I didn't like the books that they picked.
And so basically what it was some of the parents would donate books for the accelerated reader program. And so it would actually, of course the school was like, hey, you're gonna give us free books and you're gonna give us a test for it.
So they alley-oop for their kid. Okay.
Yeah, so that way the parent was getting some out of it too.
Yeah.
I did accelerated reading 1 year, and that was because I had a motivation. I had a crush on a teacher, and so what I did is I actually used all my AR points to actually get a big prize, and I gave it to the teacher. Teacher's pet. Yep, teacher's pet.
Lizzie says tic-tac lesson. I have a school librarian. Oh, wow. Add-on certificate. Okay. However, most of our schools have now done away with librarians. I am now back. That's really sad. Really? Wow. See, guys, so this is just confirmation that we really should find ways to promote that kind of atmosphere and free learning too, through the medium of books.
And that's why maybe getting a librarian, getting a publisher up here would actually be really cool.
Yeah. Courtney says, I want more diverse books being more front and center. Being in is not.
Preach it. Preach it.
Come on.
Well, and the response is everything is banned now.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes back to everything is banned, everything's watered down.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Berenstain Bear books will be banned at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do our giveaway before we answer some more questions. Yep. So we're getting ready to do
the second giveaway, which is still the
second giveaway. So we're gonna spin the wheel here. We're gonna refresh it. We're gonna see. Okay. Beatrice.
Okay.
You're the winner. Congratulations. Congratulations. We will put all of that aside for you. Congratulations. How you spell her? I'm sorry, I see it right on the screen. I'm asking for round 2 giveaway winner. Yeah. So we got our last giveaway, which we'll be doing at the end.
Which will be for the Legos.
Yes. This is so exciting. Thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is such great conversation. So Bria says, for me, nothing compares with holding a physical book. So true.
And
so true.
You can mark it up. You can, annotate it. I mean, e-readers. I know, like, I would just get screen.
Yeah.
I would just get screen blur.
Yeah. God's Brenner girl said, has anyone heard of the folktale stone soup? We're using that as inspiration for Christmas dinner this year. Every person bring an ingredient for the soup. Oh, that's a cool idea. I hope that turns out well.
That almost sounds like something my high school swim coach used to do.
Oh my.
So she actually called it a different name. It wasn't stone soup. It was yuck yuck soup. And so what her parents did, because her parents were real poor, and so they would take all leftovers from the week and stick it in the pot. And that was called. And so Saturday, Sunday, all the leftovers from the week were literally just thrown in the pot. And it didn't matter what it was. They got thrown into a pot with a little water, a little salt, a little pepper. And
just water, salt, and pepper.
And then, of course, all the ingredients from the week. So you might have, and it was called yuck yuck soup. But now, granted, I joked on that high school swim coach one time, and we paid the price for it. She was a former military. She was a former military drill sergeant, and the older kids, we talked junk to her, and she decided us to have swim sprints in full clothes, and then we got penalized when the younger kids beat us. We learned respect your elders that day.
I'm telling you. I mean, I would have did that instead of opting for that yuck yuck soup. Okay, my goodness. Jamie says we have a Christian bookstore called Mardell's.
Mardell's, okay.
Yeah, it's next to that one.
So why now I can go into our stores and be going. I love it. His and her stores. I love it.
Perfect.
All you need is a boba shop or a Starbucks, and you're even
perfect. Jamie says Stone Soup was a very popular book when I was
wee. I like that wee.
Precious.
It's a French folktale. Okay.
Nice. Yes. Open up. Thank you so much for responding to these questions, honey. Such great questions. Jamie says, I honestly don't know who writes the AR questions now for Renaissance Place, the company that owns. We are able to request quizzes for books. Okay.
But parents can do it if there's books up there like I think you had mentioned a few minutes ago, or one of the young ladies had mentioned up here, like if the books doesn't really fit your like the students thing, then you can actually add them yourself.
Yeah.
And to actually help cater more to your students.
Yeah, congratulations to our winner, Beatrice. So definitely make sure.
Okay. So that's Bria. So Beatrice is Bria?
No, I think Bria is just congratulating the winner.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We'll keep these here for you. Jamie says, I think our school doesn't have a librarian anymore in the high school. I think the seniors who proctor do that now, but I could be wrong. Wow. That's sad. Wow. Yes, physical reading is just nothing like it.
And again, I am surprised in the digital world that, and that new bookstores are popping up. So obviously for somebody to actually open up a used bookstore, like in this era, there has to be, it has to make financial sense, so that is awesome. I mean, that's been a huge surprise to me.
Yeah. So, okay. So we're going to get into our last round of questions. We're going to be ending here probably in the next 15 or 20 minutes, but we do have a few more things, Deke, you want to talk about.
So So she asked me a question.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say that last question because worst book ever. We're gonna say that to the last. I'm sure I'm gonna get a reaction out of everybody.
Oh man, the least favorite book. If you ain't tuned in, you want to stay to the end.
That's the finale.
When I saw that, I was like, man, you gonna trigger the chat for real. But we're here for it.
But
it's authentic. It's truthful.
Well, and also too, I wanted to come up here and, as a non-reader, to really build some discussion, because it was like my questions and my notes were to get everyone talking. And if everyone's talking and spreading the book love or whatever, and getting book appraisers, librarians and stuff, getting different points of perspective up here, then I would say it was a big success. So she asked me a question. Excuse me. For me, what makes a good library?
I know, y'all. How was I? Let's just, can we pause? Because I don't know, how was I? Self-awareness is something that is I've really had to work on in my life. And at this point in time, now this was a few years ago, I had asked him these questions, never thinking we would actually be here, right? And the channel would be here. And so I had and I remember asking you the question, you were like, but I don't even read like that. Like, that's like him asking me, well, what Lego model did you like last year? I don't even know where to start with that. And so it's just so interesting to see like where we are as individuals and in our marriage about how we can have these kinds of discussions, and really, make room for all that. Yeah, I don't know why I asked him that, because that's not his bag. But
and so I said, okay. So I said, okay, well, let me sit there and let me take the, let me go to the 5 love languages book. Let me go let me go look at her love language and come up with an answer here. So, okay. So, and she's like, take me to all the libraries that you went to as a kid.
Oh, we're going.
And I was like, you want me to cry the whole time? We're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be joy, not me crying like a little baby. Okay, you don't want to see that. That's not pretty. Okay. So having said that, I was like, oh boy, you're gonna bring up all my childhood trauma, aren't you? What makes a good library? So obviously I have my notes here of it. So the biggest thing is for me is like overall size. Because size equals selection. The second one is actually the selection of books. Do they have the different selections? Is it a wide range? Do they have a children's section, like a teen section, YA section? There you go. I'm using the book term YA.
Oh, look at you. Okay.
If they have like a big print section for us, with getting ready with bifocals, or a future bifocal of America person right here. Obviously ones that have books about trade. The selection, the variety, staying current. That's a big question I would have for a library. How do libraries stay current? Because, we've gone into a couple libraries, and I'm going to name 2 of them that we went to that really deserve some love. 2 libraries, and I'm going to get to them here in a second. Staying current. The first library I'm going to use is the Myra E. Ovendorf Central Library in Virginia Beach. That one, it was state-of-the-art back in the mid-'90s. I'm not going to date myself too much. I cried many a day in that library, and I've cried many a day in there. Cried many a day,
brother.
Ooh. And so when she's like, "Oh, take me, we're out here, Virginia Beach,"
well, you actually surprised me, because I had asked you a long time ago about it, and we were just out, and
so I'm sure, I was like, and this is perfect, because I'm like, this fits in with the book channel, because everyone has their favorite library, whether it's in their city or it's a neighboring city. Everyone has their favorite library. They're like, that is my library. That library, you were even impressed with the selection. They had a kids section. They actually had a whole mini used bookstore in there.
It was beautiful.
I mean, it was clean. I know libraries, and this actually gets to my next point. When I go to the library, I want to feel safe. I mean, and again, we're gonna talk about safety, just like Krista's book meetup and some of the other meetups. They're all perfectly 100% safe. And this one is very clean outside. It had enough parking. I felt safe walking in. I felt, really safe, because typically, libraries, unfortunately, they get a bad rap for being like homeless encampments and stuff. And you start getting into areas that obviously I don't want to discuss on this channel. So it's very, very well lit. It's very clean. They've stayed up to date. So clearly they're buying books every year. So big shout out to the City of Virginia Beach. I know there's others. I haven't been to all of them in Virginia Beach. I know that one's kind of like their big central library. And so having not been in there in 25 years, it still looked the same. I still wanted to cry when I went in there. But
I was crying too. So we were both crying for different reasons. He was crying because
I was bringing childhood trauma.
But
I was having PTSD.
And thank you for giving that to me, honey. I really appreciate that. I literally cried my eyes out because obviously being bookish, but going somewhere and you could feel that the people, the first thing I noticed about it, there was so many people. I don't think I saw that many people. And I'm talking like in and out. It looked like a train station. That's how many people were coming in and out of this library. So it was highly utilized. It was centrally located. And you saw such a varying degree of different types of people. You saw college students, you saw senior citizens, you saw young mothers, you saw, people like us, you saw so many different kinds of people, and they were all going to the library. And it seemed to be like a central hub for community activities. And it was visually just so beautiful. Like it was like one of those modern, beautiful looking libraries. And I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is amazing. And I could literally be there for hours, so it was good. It was a good experience there. So thank you for sharing that.
I know I'm over here like my ADHD. I'm like, looking at people like
deep trigger. So let's get in the chat. Let's get in the chat. He's like, what are they saying?
Yeah, because again, I was like, I'm responding. So I'm like, hopefully y'all don't have no double barrel shotguns, because I'm like, this could go really good or real. The
community, as you know, they're so open, and it was just it's
and again, and hopefully at the end of the session tonight, I have given people new ideas, and that's the biggest thing, is because if I can spawn conversation, then that shows that any even non-reader can go to these book meetups. Can go to a used bookstore or library and not completely shed tears and have PTSD, and because I know my mother's in heaven. She goes, Curly, if you can only get him to actually read the books, you got him in the bookstore, you got him in the library. If you could just get him to read.
Listen, you got a top 10. So that blew me away. Like when Deke showed me his notes, first of all, their notes. Well, first, he was like, these are the questions I want you to ask me. Oh, this is exciting, because I didn't have any expectations at all. So for you to just be so open, it's just, thank you, honey. Thank you.
Well, and again, that's supporting the marriage, that's supporting you, that's the supporting of the us, is to be supportive of it, even though I'm like, I'm ready to go back to my giant Lego Titanic set. That's, but. And
I got a question for you when we get through these questions too. I do, but it's a Lego question.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I fail.
It's a Lego question. So Love Mardel's, same family owns as, Hobby Lobby. Okay. Oh, love that.
Teacher supply store. Okay, see, I think it Taps. I think wasn't Taps.
It's Taps.
Yes, Taps was the big.
That's taking us back, D. Our city is currently building a massive. Oh man, if you wanted, could you do a vlog tour of that, Holly? That would be amazing.
There was one comment up here about like they painted like the outside of the books, the library or something.
Really?
So somebody had a comment up here that.
You want me to try to? Let's try to. It's quite a few comments.
I think it was like somebody said, here it is. It's Jamie.
Jamie, yeah. Oh wow, I do want to go to the Kansas City Library, who painted their outside as books. The inside looks amazing. That would be so cool to go to different state libraries.
Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, Jamie. Okay.
I mean, we might be in Kansas next year.
Okay, that is cool.
Jamie and Wyatt.
Okay.
Bria says for a library to be good, a good selection of books is key.
Yes.
Absolutely. Tammy says happy and responsive librarians make or break. Now that is very true.
Okay.
That is very true. Jamie says my one library in our small town is it helps to be current which they have had a hard time. If I hate or love a book, I donate so they can. Yeah, exactly. Donating is huge for me. I definitely do that a lot, especially good books. Like I would donate because I remember when times was hard and I would go to a specific thrift store and I found that one book for like 25 cents. And that's like what I seek to give back, because we've all been there, Lindsay says, yes, having a broad selection and multiple copies. That part.
Of newer books.
Yeah.
And again, that's a question for the librarian. How are they, and I'm sure it comes out of taxpayer dollars, but still, if there's anything else that can be done to kind of help it, because obviously, I mean, based on the comments I'm seeing, I was like, this section is really good for y'all. Like, okay, now, and now that I've said what I think makes a good library, I'm just interested to see, am I on base, off base, am I out there in
you are
Daisyville?
10 out of 10. You're 10 out of 10 for real. Bria said it has to be closer to. That's true, because it would incentivize us to come by and read and sit down and read for an hour or two. Lindsay says, ooh, love that, Holly. That's exciting. You're getting a big library. Mine is going under construction to get bigger than it is, because Lindsay been out here with them fees. Let me move. We're getting the new.
Shots fired.
Me and Lindsay, she be shooting shots at me. She probably gonna tell me about pawn here in a minute. Inside joke.
I'm saying.
Inside joke. But between me and Lindsay, I definitely had library fees, which you're just now realizing now as I'm confessing that on the interweb that I had some serious fees because of pawn.
Well, I remember you kept renewing a book for like 8 months.
It was pawn.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay. So at least I knew the book. I was like, either read it or get off of it. I'm like, you're holding somebody else up. Probably not just one person. You probably hold about 10 or 15 people up. Just go ahead and either figure it out, work it out. And there is no saying, I'm not going to say it, but blank or get off the blank.
Bruh.
And I was like, you gotta keep it. Literally, Brother E was right on that one. I know I gotta keep it PG. Sorry, I gotta keep it PG.
Jamie says, I do want to go to the Kansas City Library who painted. Okay, we said that comment. Okay. Tammy says, our library holds events every month for all age groups inside and outside the physical building. I love that.
Hope they got some good food though on the outside.
Yeah, hopefully there's some a bacon stand or something.
Or at least espresso.
Kind of, espresso.
Espresso, Hyper Husband's always a good thing.
We always love a little meat bacon break. Our library took away the overdue fees and I love it. Oh man. That's amazing.
I don't know. That would be dangerous. That'd be dangerous to y'all because they wouldn't get any books back.
Sure wouldn't. I'd keep them for always. Kansas City is 3.5 hours from us. Wyatt wants to go to Kansas City Speedway. So I say a compromise. I'll go to a race if he takes me to the library.
That's a win. That's a win all the way around.
A win is a win. A win is a win.
That almost sounds like a double date right there.
Yeah.
I've never been to the Kansas Speedway. I'd love to go. I've been to Richmond multiple times. I know the one I'd want to go to is Talladega.
Yeah.
Of course, the Lady in Black. So yeah, so I'd love to go to Talladega. And I believe Erick Church did a really cool song about Talladega.
Yeah.
And I know I'm
like, come on in. Come a little closer. Come a little. Jamie Wicks, Kansas City. Yeah. Holly says also a library that has a good selection of audio. Now that is yes. Huge. Libby, Hoopla, etc. Yes, that is mandatory with multiple licenses. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd be upset when I can't get the audiobook. I'd be told up.
She is still upset with one of our local localities. I'm not going to name the locality that will not let her get part of that group because she's not a resident of that city.
Ooh, I'm so mad. I think I was telling Krista about that too. I was hot.
There is once now most of the cities, if you might have to pay an out of city resident fee to get access, but this one city said nope, their libraries are for their citizens only.
Yeah,
and she knows what city, and she's like, see, look at that,
the mitigated goal,
the lips up,
the mitigated goal,
the lips up,
bruh. But really, the mitigated gall, y'all. The mitigated gall. How dare they? Lizzie said, right, I be funding this. Listen, we out here. I funded my city. I think they are doing a renovation, though, of the library, too, in my city. Yeah. Lindsay says, what do you mean, which can not show? Okay. Jamie says our library is pretty good, but could definitely stand to have a regime change. Regime change. The head librarian has been the same all my life. I'm 49. Dang. Pawn. See, Lindsay, we right here. You know what I'm saying? We right here. Holly says our library system is province wide, so all of the libraries in my province are combined, so you can get books shipped from libraries. Oh wow, man, that sounds so cool. Canada. Canada. D talking about the same girl. Listen, Pawn still ain't read it. Our library has great e-policies with both Libby and Hoopla.
That is cool.
Okay, so clarification. Kansas City, Missouri. Ooh, I didn't know there was differences. Okay, let me move. Laura says no late fees at our library. They just freeze your card.
That's very effective.
I think I take the fees, babe. Don't freeze me out.
I actually like it. I like that because that's like self-policing. That's like self-policing. I had to admit, I kind of like that. I'm sorry, I have to kind of agree with that. I like that one.
Man, thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to be going until about 9:30.
Yeah.
So if you haven't entered the giveaway, please make sure you do so.
So yeah. So real quick. So while we're finishing up, so I just will finish up this task.
Sure.
The other local library now, granted, I haven't been to all the local libraries, and I'm talking about like the 7 cities, in our area. But a library that I want to give a big shout out to was one that I never went to, but it's the Mary D. Pretlow Anchor Branch Library. That's a long name. It's up in Ocean View. It's obviously when you think of Norfolk, you think of the Norfolk Naval Base, one of the biggest naval bases on the entire East Coast and really in the world. This library is in Ocean View, and I remember as a child, my mom would not take me there because that thing had a giant homeless encampment around it, and it was just not safe. You would get harassed. And so we went there. We were out and about, and so we took a drive over there. And I want to give that particular branch library a huge credit because the upgrade that I saw was the biggest transformation I'd ever seen in a library.
Wow.
Because it was, when I walked in there, it looked like state of the art. It looked like I was in a college campus. Had a huge computer area with all the different terminals. So you had elderly people, people looking for jobs, kids doing homework. They had a security guard, which was cool. They had a huge selection of books. And what really struck my mind about it was it actually had, and I actually made this note, a local history museum.
Wow.
It actually had it, which was actually like open like 3-4 days a week, of what Ocean View used to be, because Ocean View, anyone who's familiar with Norfolk history,
I remember that.
Actually had a huge Ferris wheel and everything on the beach. Had kind of like the I think it's like a New Jersey vibe with the Ferris wheel and everything. And so it actually talked about the history of the city, and like the Ferris wheel and the amusement park, the roller coaster on the beach. So the fact that a library actually had a local history museum within a library, I had never seen that before. So a huge shout out to the city of Norfolk for really cleaning their library up there at the Mary D. Pretlow. And obviously I've only been to a couple of our libraries in our city, and I want to go to more, so that way I can give a shout out to our own city libraries. Because I'm sure that, y'all have that library that you go, wow, and so for me, I know the Myra E. Ovendorf in Virginia Beach, and the one over in Norfolk, the Mary Pretlow Library, definitely phenomenal libraries. And, hopefully I'll have a chance to go to my own city libraries more, because I only know where really 2 of them are. Mm-hmm. And I think we have like 6 or 7. So it'd be cool though, as I get roped into day field trips, as long as there's a Starbucks involved, so I get a little hyper, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I definitely, you definitely want to give a shout out to your own local libraries, but anytime you give a shout out to a library, I think it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a really amazing library. I remember when we went. So Jamie says, that's a good question. I'm not sure which side it's on. No fees for Tammy. Jamie says, Wyatt's been to Charlotte before. The raceway.
Okay, Charlotte. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's like the longest race of the year because that's like 600 miles.
Nice.
So that race takes forever.
Yeah. Looked it up. It's on the Missouri side. Okay, yeah. iCloud Library is top tier. Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, so. I don't know. I don't think my system has one of those. I don't think. Yeah. Kristen says the KC library is so cool. It's an old bank building.
Okay.
There's an old safe vault in the basement, and the book mural on the parking garage is stunning. Me and the besties just went there last month.
No footage. No footage.
She did put it in her vlog. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
You can put that footage out there.
I was like, they got me curious. Even as a non-reader, they got me curious about it.
I have to pull the vlog up so you can check it out. It's really good.
Yeah, I want to see the video on that.
Good night. Thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, we've been going for almost 2.5 hours. This is amazing. We're going to be ending it pretty soon. Yeah. Kristen said there's a ton of bookstores in KC area too. It's great bookish place to visit. 1000%. The vlog was amazing, Krista. Lizzie says the home of the Chiefs football is KC, Missouri. Is that the one you're talking about? That's the more popular one.
I just heard of KC because the KC style barbecue is really big.
Come on now.
Even though I like Carolina barbecue.
Come on now.
I know KC is their own Kansas City style barbecue. And I will say about the Chiefs, I like Andy Reid because he came out of the NFC East. And I have a lot of respect for the coach.
Come on now.
I'm not going to say anything about the team.
Come on. We're going to move. But you gave
I'll give the coach and the barbecue their mad credit.
Yeah, because North Carolina is superior. North Carolina style. But we move. We red pepper and vinegar. Let's move. If you want a particular book, ask your library to purchase it. Almost all the libraries do enter. I do that.
And then she goes, oh, but oops. She's like, oops, I just dropped off the wrong book at the wrong library. And she's like, well, they'll figure it out on their interlibrary system.
I sure do, because I sure got mixed up. I sure did. They freeze your card. Dang. You don't live that far from me, Lord. Listen, Lindsay, we couldn't get no freeze card. Give me the fees.
Ooh.
Give me the fees. Tell me. Don't freeze my card. Cloud Library. They said, learning more things about Kansas City. We didn't know we were getting a geography. Yeah, right. Because, girl, I didn't know. I didn't know either. But, yeah, going to see your dad. Oh, nice. Yeah. Reading by Still Waters. Welcome in.
Welcome.
Cute and comfy seating. For the library. My childhood library has a padded bath. What? And holes in the walls to read in. What?
Okay. I love that comment. Definitely, I didn't see that comment coming. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's highfalutin. We love that. Jamie says, how you can tell you are Kansas side or Missouri side is the road. Okay, yeah. All right. Essie says, I'm an IndyCar lover. All right. Don't hate me, though. I love that I can still go to my childhood library. Yeah.
Hey, listen. I remember when Mario Andretti, even though Mario Andretti is like a car owner and he doesn't race, I remember Al Unser Jr. and Mario Andretti because for me, like with those open wheels, like what you're talking about with Indy, if they touch, they go flying through the air. Where stock cars, they could beat and bang.
Yeah.
I know Danica switched over, so it's been very because she went from Indy over to NASCAR. No, there's nothing wrong with a good race race. IndyCar, street midgets. No, it's not street midgets, but those wing cars, y'all. Those. I think they're midgets that got that. They're like the wing on the top is bigger than. Y'all can help me out with that. But any motorsports race is good. I'll take it. I'll take an IndyCar lover up here.
Yeah, Jamie calling out Missouri. Heck yes, I'm calling him out. Sass in the chat. We had to go through a winter storm. So many cars off the road. Yeah, don't freeze me out. Okay, so we're gonna.
Okay, so the last question.
Okay.
So we're at the last question because we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
And she asked me this. She asked me this question, and this question was the hardest question for me. Was my least favorite book I've ever read, and I was like, oh boy. I said, one. I was like, because as a non-reader. I don't have very much to choose from. And any book I don't like, I usually just DNF'd it. Or, I got the Cliff Notes. So my least favorite book. And I know, and when she saw what I had written down, she just rolled her eyes and she's like, "You're going to get the chat going." She's like, "You're not really going to say that, are you?"
Share your least favorite book so we can all be in this together.
So, my least favorite of all time, now granted, I'm going back to 5th grade, is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis.
Say it again, Dick. Say it again.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. I know, and I expect a lot of that comment, right? It's just not my genre. As y'all can, as many of y'all picked up, if it's not maritime or not welding, I don't want it.
Your least favorite book is, what is it, Indeed?
The Lion. I despise that book.
You gotta say it because the chat is in disbelief. They're in disbelief.
It's not my genre, and
it's flying.
That proves the point, and it actually proves a very valid point, that there are a lot of great books that are not in your genre. And so just because somebody doesn't like the book does not mean that it's not a good book.
Come on now.
So it actually proves a very good point. And it's just not my genre. And the fact that I don't read much, I didn't have much to pick from. I did not see that come. I'm reading the comments up here. I'm kidding. I am.
Listen,
I did not see that coming.
I told you. Okay, so I was looking through. I didn't like look at his notes, but just so that we could kind of have a little organization or whatever. And I forgot I asked him that question. And when I saw it, I was like,
Can you change your answer?
I didn't know. I didn't tell you to change your answer.
You were close. I
was just like, we're gonna have to. Woo! We're gonna have to. I said, okay. I said, well, this is going to be great for the chat. It's going to spawn very, very interesting reactions, even for myself, because I was like, what? Because The Lion with the Wardrobe.
It's a classic.
It
is a classic, and 99% of the people love it.
Yeah.
And it is a literary classic. And I'm going to give you.
So you stand on Controversy Hill, honey. You stand on top of that hill, because there's a.
That's a risk. She brought me up here, so that's a risk.
You stand on that. Stand 10 toes down. So when did you? Bruh. So when did you actually read this book? And
4th or 5th grade.
4th or 5th grade.
Only reason why I don't remember if it was 4th or 5th, because I had the same teacher, because in 4th and 5th grade, the teacher would start with you in 4th grade and move up with you 5th grade. So you had the same teacher for 2 years in a row. So I remember I read it in Miss Bramble's class. So that's all I remember. So it had to be either 4th or 5th grade that I read it.
Did you have to do a book report?
I do like an 8-page test on it.
Dang!
And granted, it was open. It was an open book test, and we got sent little bean bags and read the book, kind of like part of our literary Friday. And I read it, but I couldn't read it for comprehension because it didn't interest me. So I read the book, but just the plot didn't interest me, and so I read it physically, but not for comprehension. And that's where I learned about the ADHD and my struggles. And it just obviously, I know she even said, which I didn't even realize. She's like, but that's Christian fantasy. That's what my whole channel's based about. And you're just going to blow right out of the water.
I was shooketh and shocked, because, but again, when you read it and when you were, it was for me because of the type of reader I am. It was one of the first books that I really enjoyed as a fantasy. And at the time, they really weren't telling us that it was Christian. And I wasn't aware of that till I got a little older. And so, yeah, but 8-page paper though, bro.
Well,
I mean, that's tough.
But it was like, who was the main characters? You had to describe the city or something. You had to describe like the relationship between these two characters. And I'm just like, I didn't know that was a character in the book. And I'm just trying to find the book. I'm trying to like skim the book, trying to find the character. And I never found the description. And then we ended up having to the only saving grace was afterwards, we could build the model of the city. And it was on page like 99 or 100. And so then, of course, you could look at the page and say, oh, so I ended up building a big Lego city. And
oh, that's cool.
And so, but still, yeah, I got like a 50 on it because I was just literally just A, B, C, D. I just was like, don't know. And I just, again, and that just goes to show that not every book is for everybody. So just because a book has either good reviews or really bad reviews, agree to disagree.
Agree
to disagree. And so, but I was like, she's like, no, you really are picking that book as your worst ever. And you're going back to 4th grade. You are getting a backhoe out. No wonder why. She's like, I don't remember seeing the backhoe in the backyard, but clearly you had one rented.
Yeah.
Because I was like, but again, as a non-reader, or see, y'all, it's probably easy to pick your worst book because, well, y'all have got so much to choose from. Where I'm like, I'm going back to 4th grade. I'm going back to the 80s.
Back in the time.
Back in the 80s. You know, I'm old enough to remember the 80s. So
My goodness. Yeah. So, but no, I'm so glad you shared that because I do read some controversial books on my channel and books that, sometimes people, don't enjoy, or they're very hard hitting, or they're just kind of fringe books, and it doesn't work. And there's some really popular books that just did not work for me. So you stand 10 toes down on your least favorite book. Come on, D. If D can do it, if it fall, it fall.
And again, and she was like, but that's a literary classic.
Yeah.
But again, I love Moby Dick. That that's was one of my one that probably should have been up there as a classic that I really loved. But again, Maritime. Yeah, go ahead, say it. I know y'all gonna say it. There goes Maritime again.
Yeah.
But again, it's just I just don't connect with fantasy. I can appreciate it, and I can appreciate y'all that love it, but I was never gonna be a fantasy reader.
Yeah. I asked the chat what to share their least favorite book. Jamie says The Handmaid's Tale is that one. The show was just wild on that one. Lizzie says House of Leaves. That's the one that I was turning upside down.
Oh God. Okay. Yes. Thank God. I never even chanced to read. And when she told me that somebody actually would write their doctorate on the book, I was just like,
yeah, that's one of Julie's favorite books. And that's what we said to each other. We would read each other's favorite books.
I got mad respect for Julie, but we're going to strongly that theory of agree to disagree.
I'm telling you, I should have kept that book, but I can't read it again. But yeah, I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't a total fail, but I can understand that, Lindsay, 1,000%. Liz, okay, now I guess we get into the reactions to your least favorite book. What? Wait, what? Why? Gasp. I'm sorry, what? The sass. Did see that coming.
again with my blue collar trades mouth, I'm gonna give honest answers.
Laura said, make him reread it.
And I'll cost you.
Absolutely not. I can't. Because then he gonna be like them Beetle model, and we got a stalemate.
No, I'm gonna make you buy me that $800 Lego Technic that I want.
Laura, you get me in dangerous territory.
All right, Laura. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Laura.
No, next comment. Chris is like, what? I was not expecting that at all. Oh my gosh, it's chat goals. I was like, no, we have to do it because they're not going to expect it. And I didn't expect it either. I'm shook as. Reread required.
I'll read it, but she's going to owe me that $800 LeBaron Lego Technic crane.
Well, I want to do that, but... Bria, to be fair, I haven't read that book but saw the movie. Yeah, but the movie is fantastic.
I've never seen it, thank God.
Yeah, so we gotta.
Thanks for coming, Bria. I love that though. I didn't know that. I'm not surprised that there's a movie.
She said you're forgiven in my eyes. Chris said, "Did you read Voyage of the Dawn Treader? The whole thing takes place on a boat." You didn't get that. I think that was what number was that? I have them over there, but
the Dawn Treader. Okay, the whole thing takes place on a boat. And it's a part because The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is in a complete series by C.S. Lewis. And so that one, I have it right there. Maybe we could read it together. If you're open to it, but no pressure. You don't even have to do that. But if that strikes your, it's maritime. So even Chris is getting on the fact that I only do maritime books.
Send maritime book recs out. Dee could read them. Plot twist.
And again, she was like, I told her, I said, you're taking a huge risk because I said, I'm going to be throwing ideas out. She's like, well, I said, because I want discussion. I want this to be definitely different from just your standard squad person up here. You know, I definitely wanted to bring a different perspective up here.
It's very refreshing discussion.
And yeah, and if I can spawn other people's book reads, or I can, just spawn other people's discussions, or get a book publisher, a librarian, a book appraiser on somebody's channel, I think it'd be really cool. Yeah. So I had so much fun at Chris's book meetup back in July because it really spawned a lot of questions for me. And hopefully by me actually putting the question together, I like to see what y'all as a community come up with.
Yeah. The producer has called y'all to the carpet. Expectations.
And you too. Yeah, you too.
Oh, and me too. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
No pressure.
No pressure at all, honey. No.
They're your squad. I can't put pressure on them. I put pressure on you, and have you put pressure on them. This is your channel, not mine. I can walk away, and when this is done, I'm done until next November.
I gotta be here with the comments. Yeah. As he says, you may like C.S. Lewis out of the Silent Planet since it's super manly in the field of writing. Yeah. See Chris's comment. I just finished Out of the Silent Planet. Yeah, I actually want to read that series. Laura says, if it fall, it fall. It's okay, Deke. If it fall, I say that on the channel all the time. If it fall, it fall. Out of the Silent Planet. Yeah, I want to read that. Laura, you told me about that. Definitely want to check that out. 8-page test. No wonder you hate it.
Well, the biggest thing is, it wasn't so much as the test. It just wasn't my genre. I mean, and I have a very narrow, I've heard her say, like, there's, that Christian fiction is or Christian nonfiction is a very small genre. I mean, maritime is because, usually most of the maritime books are shipwrecks and pirates. Like, so there's very little, I know there's a few books that I've taken pictures of at Barnes & Noble, but again, they're also like this thick. And I'm like, yeah, no, I need the child version. I need the child version.
Man, I wish I could read that paper. Okay, I blame your teacher. Yeah.
And the sad thing was, she was one of the best teachers I had in elementary school. That was the sad part. She was actually one of the best.
Yeah. So they said, I blame the teacher. Is one of the books that got me into. Yeah. Reading trauma took away the enjoyment of the story. Yeah. And again, it's just it's not my trauma though. That happens.
Okay. Lindsay's got a comment about Moby Dick. Okay.
Move up. Yeah. I have to agree with you too, Lindsay. I am intimidated by Moby Dick. I would agree. I
just love the epic battle. Like the ultimate epic battle. There's something about the epic battle to see who could outlast who. Yeah. And the irony of it all. I mean, just the irony, just the ultimate of ironies.
Yeah. There's ships in the Chronicles of Narnia. Yeah, so the voyage. Yeah, so that's what they're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. The Handmaids, but it follows Outlander. Don't get me started. Oh, sassy book tea. Chris says, I would say Moby Dick is my words. What?
Okay.
The chat is getting controversial.
But this is good.
This is amazing. I love it.
Because I want an open discussion. Not just the same old discussion, but just some good, fun, open discussion. And even Chris is like, again, with the boats. Yeah. The Great Gatsby. Yeah. I never read it. I know a lot of people around me read it. I never read it. High school gave me intense dislike of all things.
John Steinbeck. Yeah. I started to read John Steinbeck and I really want to, and I've really enjoyed, but I think as an adult it's probably a little better. But I think some books we just maybe shouldn't have read when we were young. I think depending on the teacher.
I think honestly, I think it just comes down to everyone has their own genre and their own style of book, and some people really love the classics, some don't.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie says, I will say that was not on my bingo card with knowing someone who does it like, yeah. Hey, listen.
Oh yeah.
Here we are.
Because
I knew it.
Because I gave her the notes Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
I gave her a whole week, and she got to the very last page because this is the 4th page.
And I skimmed them things. I ain't read them, y'all. I just skimmed them things.
And so it went to the last, and she was like, "Really? We're
gonna have to talk.
She's like, "We have to put this to last."
Because I knew it was going to be such a good conversation, but also I hope it makes you feel free to read what you want to read and enjoy your reading experience just for you, even if it's a very popular book that everyone loves, or everyone has a connection with it and you're just on controversial mountain by yourself, you stand 10 toes down and enjoy it, because reading's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, and you can still be best friends and still just say agree or disagree.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
and sometimes it's just easy to say that. I just usually, if there's like something like we have different views on things, which is like, she's never going to convince me of her view. I'm never going to convince her of my view. So we just say, you know what? Time out.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty about books, I think, is the fact that it's like agree to disagree. And, and it's like, okay, instead of saying, well, that book is not your style.
Yeah.
Because I mean, not every book is going to be every style.
Yeah. And some books come in seasons. I know there's some books for me that I did not like when I read them years before, but now that I really enjoy them, there's some books that just won't work at all, so giving her, and then in not knowing what you like, you know, when you have that book that you don't like, you know what you don't like now. So when you're looking for a book, you're like, oh, I don't actually like that particular thing. Yeah. And it kind of helps you narrow your taste in, but you also be free. Yeah. It's really freeing. Laura says, okay, I'm going to make you feel better. One of my least favorite books is The Hobbit.
I've heard of it, and I believe that's a classic.
That's a classic. That's
a classic. I've heard of it.
Tolkien from The Lord of the Rings. It's a prequel.
Okay,
and that's definitely up there, Laura. But hey, girl, if it fall, it fall.
I mean, no, but again, I like this because I was like, this is definitely gonna be a very live.
Yeah. Jamie says, I don't even know what my least favorite book is. There are very few books I dislike enough to mention. I did read one recently that was pretty low on my rating scale.
And you know what? That is a very honest. Is a very honest comment. Yeah. I mean, that is a very honest comment. I like that. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Thanks, Jamie, for that comment.
Yeah. The Hobbit is understandable for sure. Reading by Still Waters. No, not CS. Yeah.
But
that book was called I Think I Was Murdered. Oh, okay. That's a new release. Okay. I haven't read that one yet. I'm going to check that out and see what my thoughts are on that one. The Hobbit was hard for me. Very interesting. I really, really love The Hobbit. And I really enjoyed The Fellowship of the Rings, but it took me most of the year to get through it. It's like one of those books you got to kind of slow walk in. You know what I mean? It's definitely epic high fantasy.
All right, so make sure everyone does the wheel because the last giveaway is coming up.
Let's do.
So make sure, because I know a couple people joined late. So make sure to put the link in there for the last giveaway, which is the Legos.
Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Well, because I'm just thinking about a couple people joined late.
Yeah,
and that way it can get their name on the wheel.
Yeah, if you're there's no caveat to it. You just go on and enter in. Yeah, and this is what is the last giveaway going to be? Again,
me and my boats, a boys and girls Lego set.
Yes, I love it.
I mean, even got a pet dolphin, and it looked like a pet.
It looks like a shark to me.
No, it's
the dolphin is on the Friends one.
Yeah, the dolphin, and then you got that sawbill.
Yeah,
that sawbill animal. Look at that. You don't even have to buy your kids pets.
Look at that.
You can get Lego pets. You don't have to feed them, and they never die.
Laura the Hobbit, another shot fired. Listen, shots fired in the chat.
But you know what though, this is good because and this is where if you have a friend who's a non-reader wants to come up and do it with you. Again, I mean, hopefully I'm breaking some barriers here and just kind of showing, a non-reader can go to a book meetup. Even though I'm jealous of the one husband that Chris's book meetup. He left me behind while he was at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Right, you won't let it go.
No, I won't. The man left me high and dry. I mean, I'm mad because I could have probably spent some money. But I digress. I had a great time at the book thing.
Yeah.
And it spawned a lot of my questions and my notes were from Krista's book meetup back in July. So
shout out to Krista.
There you go, Krista.
Krista has a point. I am rereading my 6th grade books and they hit totally different. The ones I love then seem flat now, but others I love now. Different seasons, like for sure.
And again, that's a very valid point, Essie. Thank you for that. I like that.
Yeah, opposites attract. They actually do. You might like Touching Spirit Bear since you liked Hatchet.
Okay.
So
hang on. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna.
Yeah. Okay. Look at that, y'all. Look at this has just been such a great conversation. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to be ending it soon, so make sure the giveaway link is in the chat if you want.
But then.
Oop, I'm sorry, honey.
K-A-E-L.
This has been such an engaging chat. Thank you guys for being here. 15 people. I mean, just amazing. Thank you guys for being so engaged. The Great Gatsby is still Steinbeck, but I can understand.
It's not Steinbeck.
Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. It's not Steinbeck, but I can understand why someone wouldn't like it. I have to teach it every year. It's Fitzgerald. Yeah, I liked Great Gatsby. I haven't read it since high school.
I've heard it was an all-time classic. Fortunately, I ducked that English class and I didn't have to read it. But yeah, I know most of my classmates did. And I was like, oh, sorry, I missed it by a year. Because I transferred around, and so the private school I ended up in that year had read it the year before, and I was like,
yeah.
But yeah, all my classmates were very familiar with it, so it's a classic. Yeah, but it's fun when it's like, because especially like one thing I'm seeing up here with me picking a book like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, that somebody could do literally a whole readathon or discussion just on literary classics. Reading them, rereading them. I mean, there's a topic right there within itself, because obviously I'm bringing back a lot of childhood drama and, about just the classics alone, let alone all the new stuff that y'all are currently reading.
Yeah. Damien says, Duke read The Old Man and the Sea. I read that. That's another good one. You should write that.
I want to say I've skimmed it.
That's a good
I remember I've skimmed it. I believe I've skimmed it.
It's so short, too.
I want to say I've skimmed it, but I need to actually.
I have a copy of it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So,
all right. Yeah. Thank you, Agnes.
Tammy, a
protagonist. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamie, Moby Dick was one of I had to read, and where one of us had to read in college. It was so long.
I had to read it in 11th grade.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, there again, I went to a private school where it's college preparatory, so they were trying to make us read up.
Duke? I guess you meant David, huh? Lizzie said, Deke, there's a new book that came out earlier this year I want to read that's called A History of the World in 12 Shipwrecks. What? It looks really interesting about maritime wrecks explaining history. And we are big history buffs, too.
Yes.
So, yeah, because we be tearing up Aerial America. Like that, and anytime there's any kind of ship shows.
Yeah, Lindsay, make sure you send her the name of the author, because I definitely want to check that out.
I think it's called A History of the World in
12 Shipwrecks. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. Thank you guys for the book recs, the maritime book recs. We appreciate it.
I did not see that coming, because I did not see that coming at all.
Chat plot twist.
Y'all got me on the twist there. I mean, the fact that license plate book got love, I figured, oh boy, Deke's on some weird stuff. Yeah, you don't need to be on chill.
Yeah. In 12 Shipwrecks.
Yeah.
So Jamie says, I don't like The Hobbit as much as I like LOT. Yeah. Sounds super interesting. Hey girl, welcome in. Wanted to drop in and say, hey everyone, having a great, love that. Thank you for stopping in. Jamie says, I will say I understand that having same taste. Thankfully, Wyatt does like fantasy, but he really likes military nonfiction.
Okay.
Yeah, so huge fantasy reader here. Yeah, so loving that. Lynn said, right, Tammy, I love history, and I'm interested in maritime disasters.
Red Fern. Okay, I've heard of that one.
Oh, Deke, you ahead of me in the chat. Oh, okay, which one? That's right. I forgot. Steinbeck was the Red Fern. I think I read that.
Okay, I never read it, but I've heard of it, and I've heard that was a literary classic.
Yeah.
So some of them I recognize. I just
Yeah. Tammy says history is one of my great loves. Yeah.
Well, and you know what though? Maybe that means that you don't need to do a history buddy read book.
Yeah. Me and Tammy, we're getting our buddy reads together.
Well, again, so you might end up doing a history one.
It's probably going to be a grimy dark fantasy, but yeah.
Do a history one.
Yeah, history will be fun. It will be fun. Lisa, I could see you like history from your reading. Yeah, I agree. That in my low threshold when authors botch it. Yeah. Thank you. Have you read Robinson Crusoe, or however it's spelled? I don't know I'm not familiar with that author. What's the name of that book though, Jamie? You can put it in the chat. Yeah, so man, this was just so awesome. We're going to end with I'm going to roll for the giveaway. So we're going to hop back into the giveaway real quick before we go on sign off here. So let's see. Ah, Charles.
Okay, Charles.
Okay. All right now. Congratulations. That is amazing. Yes. Congratulations, Charles. Yes. Of course, make sure you email so that we can send you and ship you your gift. Thank you so much.
And thank you for the honest feedback, because I was, as a non-reader coming up here, I was like, well, this could go one or two directions.
Yeah.
And so the fact that y'all were as engaged with my list as y'all were, I think that is a testament to how well read y'all are, because I did not expect for y'all to recognize any of the books on my top 10. Not a single one. Especially not my let me go back to to my honorable mentions. I didn't expect any of y'all to even be anything on them. So that is awesome. So y'all are very well read. I mean, again, I'm really impressed with y'all as a group, because I'm like, y'all can talk like this for just weeks.
Yeah.
And get all the chatter out.
Yeah.
Get all the chatter out.
Yeah, like what Lizzie said. Yeah, we are in accepting, and we really are. Like, so thank you so much for being here, darling.
No problem.
Showing your support in this way
with my Tony Kornheiser notes.
I loved it. Showing your support in this way. You definitely did not have to show your support in this form, and you've shown your support so much over the channel over the years.
Well, I'm sure they want me to come back because obviously they're like,
I'm sure. I think
Geek equals
to come back. Yeah,
Geek equals giveaways. So we can come back just for the giveaways.
Geek equals giveaways. Yeah, for sure. And really engage in conversation, and you just, and
it'd be cool to get, and if you get like a local bookstore owner or a librarian up there, I might even just, at least get the playback on it, because I'm interested about it.
Yeah. So yeah.
And thank you again for all the comments. Y'all were all very active. That was awesome. I did not expect that. But again, coming in, I didn't look at any of the old ones, so I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah. Jamie says this is so fun, even without the
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, so great. So yeah, as we always do, I'm going to pray us out of the chat. So if you have any prayer requests that you want to put in the chat, please feel free to put them in the chat, and I'm going to pray us out in the next few moments. But yeah, this was just so great. And maybe next time we can chat on some other things about your Legos and about all of that too. We had such an extensive list, but we were definitely hitting our in our social limit.
Because mom and dad got to go to bed.
Mom and dad got to go to bed. I know it's the weekend, but mom and dad got to go to bed. So thank you guys so much. And again, honey, thank you so much for your support.
No problem.
In all the ways, getting all the books, dealing with all the things.
You survived stepping on Lego pieces,
you're
so that
definitely
makes
my best friend, man.
Anyone who has Legos in their house knows the pain of stepping them. That will test anyone's religion.
Listen. I knew Jesus was in my heart when that one Lego piece hit that pinky toe. When it hit that pinky toe.
Oh, you said hallelujah.
That's what I said. I said, woo!
Yo, you felt it.
Not one expletive came out. I said, you know what? I think Jesus is in my heart real good now. I think he is.
Oh no. Legos will test you your hallelujah skills.
Yeah. Laura says, prayer request for her sister-in-law and her pregnancy. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, Vanessa. I love this. Y'all are so adorable. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Not the pinky toe, girl.
Had to be the pinky toe. Had to be the pinky toe.
Listen. That pinky toe hit that piece. I was like, sir. And he was like, I'm gonna get out of the way. I'm gonna get him out the way. I was like, because I don't know if I could do my other pinky toe. I don't think I could do it. Jamie says, prayer for Watt because he is having spiritual battle. Also, he is
canine deputy.
Yeah, wow.
I think that would be really cool.
I think they're best friends.
Well, they have to be, because I mean they're the ultimate. They're the ultimate partner.
Yeah.
You know, and often the dog. The dog actually is a fully licensed police officer. So if you touch a police dog, it's the same as touching a real officer, and being able to take your best friend and fellow officer and basically have to put them in more dangerous situations than you're in, is phenomenal. And that actually, makes me think. Having said that, so in our elementary school, we had an art project that the whole school worked on. We had a giant Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle was made, it had like a chicken wire skeleton and paper mache, and all the different grade levels did like a different limb. And it held a sign up like, welcome to such and such elementary school. And our school was broken into, elementary school. They sent the police canines. What I want to know is how those canines have any teeth. Because those canines are the baddest police officers on the planet. I don't care what you say. I know they may be dogs, but they tore that turtle up. They were sent into that dark school, and I guess they saw a giant person with a potential weapon and that sign, and they tore the limbs off that chicken wire turtle. Okay, that thing had
a chance.
That, and the school principal came on. We lost our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. The Norfolk Police Department apologizes. Their canines were sent in, and I'm like, those canines were canine, whatever it was, whether it was one canine or a pack of them, tore that. Ripped that chicken wire apart. Listen, those canines are bad. Okay.
Poor old Ninja Turtle. Poor old did that. I know y'all were pretty upset.
Oh, we were upset, but I was like, man, those dogs did that much damage. If I hear the word canine, I'm stopping. Hands up, I'm not messing with the canine.
Listen, mad respect.
Mad respect to any police officer, especially with all the bad rap that the bad ones create on the police force.
Yeah.
Because you never hear the good stories. So definitely, Wyatt, keep up the good work, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie says there are, but her name is Karma.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, read Madhouse at the End of the Earth. True story happened in the 1800s. Ships stuck in the North Pole. Wow, that sounds like a
wasn't that the what was that expedition? There was that famous expedition to the Antarctic where they were like stuck in there for like years. I wonder if that's kind of the play on that book.
Yeah.
And listen, that had about 2 inches of.
The chat is gold, man.
That was a bad Ninja Turtle. That thing might weigh probably half a ton.
Yeah, many they do break their teeth. They get wow. They had titanium. They had a titanium grill.
I don't know, but I would not want that thing going into my little bare arm. If it did that to a chicken wire Ninja Turtle, that was 6.5, 7 feet tall.
Listen,
uncle, whatever I did or didn't do, I'm stopping.
Right.
Don't pull a dog out.
That's right.
Franklin. There was the Franklin there. Yeah, it was the Franklin expedition.
Okay.
Thank you, you beautiful books. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, it was the Franklin expedition. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you got.
So I actually have a small prayer.
Absolutely, darling.
And that's because I know this is the last. Next weekend is Thanksgiving, and I pray that all the family drama stays to a bare minimum. I know that's a big prayer. But that's for everybody, whether it's Wyatt and the police officers out there, or the firefighters responding to turkeys blowing up, house fires or anything. Having in-laws, anything is stressful. So I just pray for peace and keep the family drama to a minimum. I know a lot of people tend to drink and stuff, and it exacerbates it. But anyway, hopefully, keep the DUIs down and and everyone get home safe, and then we can all look forward to coming back and for the Christmas.
Thank you, honey. That was beautiful.
There you go. That was my deacon sermon.
And we thank you.
Yes.
We thank you for that.
Yeah, because there's gonna be a lot of prayers going out on the travel days, and because family drama can make or break and test a marriage.
You better come on.
So I definitely pray that all the drama stays to a bare minimum.
Amen. Oh, Father God, we just thank you for this time of fellowship, oh God. I thank you for Erick D, oh God, for his wisdom, for his energy, oh God. I thank you for every family represented in this chat, oh God. Holy Spirit, you had your way tonight. We thank you for this community. We thank you for the information, the fun, the books, the knowledge, oh God, that came forth, oh God. I lift up the families, oh God, especially Brother Wyatt, as he's out serving his community, God. I thank you for the mothers and the fathers, oh God, that are represented, God. We just lift all of them up before you right now. We plead the blood of Jesus over them, oh God. Give them peace, give them hope, oh God. Make supernatural provisions, oh God. Keep the family safe during this holiday season in their coming and in their going, oh God. We thank you for all you have done. We trust you that you will make a way. We thank you for your son, Jesus, that died on the cross for our sins, oh God. We thank you for your many, many provisions, oh God. We thank you for the medium of books, oh God. We thank you for your word, which is the greatest book that has ever been written, oh God, that gives us direction for our life, oh God. We uplift your name and we glorify you. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. May the peace of God be with you. May he strengthen and keep you for the days and the times ahead. We love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. It's been just such a wonderful time. And I hope to see you. I'll be back sometime as I go. Sometime as I go. And we love you guys. And I'll see you later. Bye. Yeah, put the sign.
Well, actually, for those of y'all know, that's the biker sign for, stay safe, stay on two wheels.
Amen. Bye, guys.
See you later. Thank you for coming out tonight.